Last time.
I don't
Dragon
remember.
Ball Z. It is recap time, my friends.
I could recap if we need a recap.
I mean, we're recapping, so have at it.
So previously, we had a whole lot of terrible shit happen. Soma fucked off after Pridwin got possessed by Dante
Again.
and sentenced Soma to death, which led him to flee. Followed very quickly by Brian, who just decided he wanted to also flee. However, the party during the previous session eventually somehow wound up back together. Sans Soma. And we were given the ability to use the tree to teleport out of I'm forgetting the name of the bear country. Medvedev, yeah. The tree spirit offered to teleport us out of Medvedev, and after we took a leap through the portal, we discovered that Pidge did not go with us. And apparently, Pidge has been being talked to by a whale, which Katya decided to mention only now after Pidge disappeared.
She had reason to not.
So, wait. Pidge has been having a whale of a time, is what I'm hearing?
Fucking
Yeah.
Christ.
Precisely. And the party decided that it would be virtually impossible to actually find Pidge, and so they decided to continue forward. Oh right, also, Solon had been kidnapped by our old friend Apollyon, who was going batshit bonkers.
We do a little kidnapping.
He did a little kidnapping. And we were trying to find him. Fortunately, our Sokolov friend knew exactly where Apollyon went and told us that they had gone back to the ship graveyard. And so we traveled over that way, and there was a giant fog of darkness which we had to walk through.
Hey.
Exposed to all manner of horrible things, we finally found Solon, going absolutely fucking crazy. And, Apollyon, having achieved metamorphosis into a horrible monster.
Yep. Which is in the art.
Oh, yeah. And we proceeded to fight. Pridwin, still being Dante at this time, decided to fight without a Meister because he was very, 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 very upset with Lunala.
He's also kind of a dick.
I mean, he is very jaded. We are talking about a man who's 300 years old and died horribly.
Yeah. Happens to the best
Fair,
of us.
but being a dickhead.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't say anything. Apollyon was
Nope,
the same.
nope. I will not listen to a reason.
To be fair, Apollyon did do horrible things to us as well.
How's your strength doing, Brian?
How's my what?
How's your strength doing, Brian?
Fuck you.
Oh yeah.
You
We all-
didn't buy me dinner first. You fucking sucked my soul out of me for a minute. You fucking did.
Dante gave a rousing speech to Solon, which led to him breaking free of his insanity and also using an ability which made the entire fight way scarier for everyone involved.
Uh-huh.
And after a desperate battle, we finally managed to bring Apollyon down low enough and managed to get Axel and his fragment of Apollyon to get close enough that they had a final interaction, which led to them joining. And Apollyon, finally being whole again, actually returned to normal, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda, sorta.
Kinda, sorta. I mean, he is complete now, mostly.
Mostly.
99.9%.
He is complete now, save for one very important missing piece.
Mm-hmm.
And also Lunala, after the party finally getting fed up enough with Dante, decided to go and talk with Pridwin, and she entered Pridwin's inner room and they had a conversation, and Pridwin returned to take over his body again. And that is where we left off.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else anybody would like to add before we continue?
I think it's good. Yeah, we left off with Apollyon being ready to tell a story.
Yes. So all of you were gathered around the campfire, quite literally, trying to rest, licking your wounds, and Apollyon, very cryptically, was about to give you some information. He leaned forward dramatically to tell you a story, and that's where we're going to begin.
As we begin, you see Apollyon raise his hand as the shadows that would outstretch behind him from the light of the fire begin to morph and contort into imagery as he begins to tell this story. And he starts with, does anyone have any questions before I begin?
Is this story gonna start with long ago in a galaxy far, far away?
Not in the galaxy, but another realm of sorts.
Then no.
Alright. Anyone else?
I will save my questions for afterward.
Very well. In an old kingdom residing within hell, which was ruled by a heretical tyrant, my father.
You will see Viper, or not Viper, Homegirl roll her eyes in the corner.
One day, he bequeathed a son. This son, who shared the same blood as him, and under the rule of demons would become much, much powerful than him. He, how would I put it, put the son and hid him away and exiled him to to the trenches where he would be tortured day in and day out. When he arrived within these trenches, he met a boy, one with beautiful, shining lavender hair, a nameless boy. The two would speak. The lavender-haired boy, who had just only arrived days before, was crying, tortured endlessly by my father. So, I told him to join me. I was not going to sit by and watch this tyrant destroy everything and kill his people. So, eventually, upon meeting one of who would be my future shadow, helped us escape and build a rebellion against my father, Nibiris. After this long, drawn-out battle, I grew quite a force of my own. 5 shadows would be named: Bedlam, Bane, Idris, Typhon, and Galanos. These 5 would help me overthrow my father, whom I impaled on a spear as dark as night. And his body would rot away in a prison of my making. After which, there had been days, years that would pass by where I had not seen the lavender-haired boy. This boy was Mephisto, one who I named as he did me. One day he returned and challenged me for the throne. I accepted, thinking of it as friendly rivalry, nothing more. So I took the same spear that annihilated my father and drove it into the chest of a titan. Titan with no soul, which cannot die. But with this blade impaled, it entered a state of suspended animation. I won this battle. More years would pass by. He would appear every now and then, challenge me, try to mess with me. I didn't see it as anything wrong. Until not very long ago, I want to say over 20 years ago, I was going to sign a sort of deal with Death himself. He asked for my assistance in sealing a great evil. But as I was getting prepared to enter the portal to help him, I was told that Echidna was in danger. I told them to wait, all of my shadows to wait, so I can go sort out this matter, which I did. But as I arrived, I saw a death scythe. For some reason, he knew where Echidna was hiding and attempted to attack her, so we fought. Then eventually, I discovered how she was discovered. Mephisto. He betrayed me, leaked whatever information I had so he can get me in a tight spot, and from then on, usurped Death's power and killed me. My memory is hazy after that. And as you hear him telling the story, you see silhouettes on the wall with his shadows forming faces and different people. He depicts a great battle. It depicts what you would assume to be this lavender-haired boy and Apollyon's death.
You hear something in the backs of your minds, the same conversation that you heard deep in the cave. Remnants of a memory that's not yours that all of you somehow seem to possess after that creature touched you. They drift in and out like a breeze. And fitting with the pictures, you begin to piece more and more of this together.
Mephisto took everything from me. He deposed my armies, stole them from me as I was left to have my shadows retreat, void of my contract with them. Now they are somewhere, dead or alive, I'm not sure. He looks to you all, waiting to see if you have anything to say.
You hear Liam in the background. I feel like I should make a King Kong reference here, but I just don't have the heart to do it.
Please don't.
So let me get this straight. You hear coming from, is it Varuna's mouth? She's the one, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
She leans forward, and you see uncharacteristically her eyes are blacked out.
Mhm.
You kill me. You lock me away in the mortal world, and then you lose my throne to that piece of shit rapscallion because of a girl.
My throne, to your correction.
God, you're stupid.
I protect my people more than some flimsy chair.
Well, we can see what that got you.
Yes, another tyrant, whom I'm going to have to kill again.
Good luck with that.
Any other questions? I have plenty of information to provide you that may help.
Well, I take it that it is your goal to kill Mephistopheles.
He committed a great sin despite our past. If he can be changed, I hope so. But he may be long past the point of redemption. But oh, what was it?
My concern is, even with you nearly back to being completely put back together, we are still talking about killing a king of hell, which is a
name only.
feat. Still, that's a feat that no mortal has ever been able to claim. And as much as I would love to help you, considering you're my friend, if we are ever to be able to do such a thing, we would need a lot.
I agree. It will not be today nor tomorrow. We must be strong enough before we decide to take on such a challenge. But we're in the perfect place to attain such power, should we play our cards right.
You hear Minerva clear her throat from across the fire pit, and then she leans forward. You can see a glitter in her eyes behind the mask. So, Apollyon, you've slept with a lot of women, right?
Indeed.
Witches, particularly. What do you know about the, she snaps her fingers, the whole dead rising thing? Oh, that's right, you weren't here for that conversation.
Oh right, the Dead Rising thing. Dante apparently knows a lot about that.
Can I have a
I'm
Apollyon
sorry,
roll
read
history?
Yes!
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll
Yes.
a memory check.
Alright. That is a 19.
Okay. Let me think what you would know about.
Nothing. You remember nothing.
Nothing at all.
19? Absolutely
Nothing at
nothing.
all.
Crit or none?
Fuck you, you have nothing!
Why did everyone go quiet?
Oh, I'm reading.
Oh, okay. No, I thought my internet just cut out, and I was like, oh no.
God has sent a telegram.
Yeah, God
are
has
waiting
to
for
send
the
a
answer.
telegram.
Yes.
Ah.
The telegram is in
Apollyon.
Morse code. Apollyon is deciphering it.
You see Apollyon pull out a pager.
No, hold on, I gotta take this. Just a minute. Crosses his leg over the other. No, go on. I'm still here. I just have to.
Yeah.
It's fine.
God sending me messages through fax.
I'm talking about the fax machine.
he manifests a fax machine from his shadows.
His shadows are just an interdimensional pocket.
They pretty much are.
So it could be literal fax. That's awesome. It's like my possum, which, as we know, holds many a gold coin. Bridal upon his possum. And jiggle them around, you'll see your gold coin.
Ah, yes, the coveted possum of holding.
Should call him Moneybags. Are you speaking? Tell me more about this dead rising.
When we contacted, attempted to contact Lady Death, we were instead contacted by Cassius.
Mm.
They informed us that apparently in South America, the dead have been getting back up. Not only that, but apparently at a degree and a speed and a scale which apparently is similar to a particular necromancer that Dante encountered.
Could it be the girl? Well, I didn't know her personally.
You didn't sleep with her, Minerva says.
Of course not. She was far too young for me then.
Oh, so he has standards, Minerva says, leaning back.
She was also dead. But
Some people are into that, Liam mutters under his breath.
I am many things, but not into that.
Brian's gonna look over at Liam, raise an eyebrow, and be like, "Are you into that?"
No.
I'm more into the ones that would try to kill me.
That's hot.
You know, somehow that doesn't surprise me.
Anyway, I heard whispers about her. She only surfaces once every blue moon or so, beyond that even. And when she does, the dead begin to rise in droves. These aren't your typical undead either, don't get them mistaken. They are strong. Normally, the more of a group they are, the more numbers they have, the less intelligent, but the singular undead that appear are much stronger and smarter, as if they had a mind of their own. But for her to be appearing now, I guess now would be the time, conveniently for her. I wonder what she's plotting this time.
If we wanted to ask Dante, I could possibly call him forward.
Another time.
Xavier was also there when it started, I'm sure. He was there when the branch fell.
If only the guy would speak.
Multiple heads just slowly turn to look at Solid.
Yes, he never really told us much about the actual event of, well, the initial fall.
To be fair, I don't think he's quite recovered from what just happened.
Well, even when he was within my wavelength, he didn't speak much, so I think it'll give him some time. And he also...
While we're on that topic, how exactly do I fit into all of that?
All of what?
Why was I taken?
Well, to sift through Astaroth's memories, he was trying to lure the boy to your position. He really wanted to kill you. Speaking of which, did he die? I don't know where he went. Axel, that's his name.
If you're
Would
referring...
any of you like to roll a memory check if you don't recall?
Yes.
I know exactly what happened to him. Pridwin is going to say, yes, he gave his life to ensure that you and the Blade were joined together.
Oh. A tragedy.
Oh, there goes that lead.
Well.
You literally tore him in half. You literally tore him in half.
I can work miracles, but that...
It's a little beyond my purview.
Shakes his head.
So,
you hear Liam mutter under his breath, wow, too bad that little girl freak isn't here right now. She could probably raise him.
What was so special about him?
He had the blade, and Astaroth wanted to take control of my powers. Of course, he could not. He was gravely stupid.
I guess I'm still confused as to what role I played in this whole endeavor since the beginning.
You were bait. It's pretty cut and dry as that.
Yes, now, but long term, what drew him to me the first time?
Probably your past.
Could you be more specific? You hear from beside you. Amani's looking at you.
While I personally wouldn't judge or be your executioner,
Astaroth did make mention of your previous journey into this country. He seemed quite obsessed with it.
We found it entertaining.
We talked about what happened before. I've told everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why Amani's looking at you. Are you asking about specifically Axel coming to you when you were a child?
Yes.
I see.
Oh. Then I have no idea. Yeldabaoth's memories I'm still trying to sift through. She was sealed away for a time before the boy found her, and when he joined you on the journey, after everything occurred, Yal being the meticulous type took an interest in you. Thought she could use you to get to me. Of course, both of them, both Astaroth and Yaldabaoth, were idiots. But I guess they were a part of me, just a fragment.
So you're saying you're an idiot?
The pieces of me were. They didn't have the intelligent part of me.
Sounds like an excuse to me.
If you remember
Technically
anything or possibly anything of my sister, I implore you to share the information.
I will sift through the memories and I will gladly let you know. Hold on. Received a fax from God.
Yes.
All right. Any other questions?
So what are our plans now? What are we doing?
Well,
My personal vote is to continue our mission.
And what was that? I don't really remember.
Collect the fragments, try and get this curse sorted out.
Perception check
Oh.
for anybody who feels like rolling one.
Oh boy.
Okay.
5.
3.
19?
Damn, some good rolls coming out.
I figured you like a
forgot
5.
to reroll.
Okay. Solon, you will notice this, and Pridwin will notice this. Katya is not by the fire. However, she's not missing either. If you recall from sessions ago when you were in this cave last, there's a large body of water that is now eerily red. The red color has not faded, which is not exactly normal. She is near the back of the cave. You can't really see her from where you guys are. It's dark back there, but you hear her talking.
Wait, who is this?
Katya.
Oh,
Katya, who are you speaking to?
Katya speaking to somebody?
Don't worry about it, she says.
That makes me more worried about it.
I am terrified.
No, he's my friend. Fuck off. She
Apollion's gonna
turns
walk
where
over.
she's sitting.
Apollion's gonna walk over.
You walk over and see Katya sitting in a large bed of sticks and feathers. She's holding something and she's keeping herself between it and your line of sight.
What you got over there?
Nothing.
Is that another bird?
No, it's not another bird. Don't worry about it.
Is it a smoothie?
He's a bird brain, but he's not another bird.
A bird brain? Why do you have
Well-
just brain? What happened to the bird?
Would you like to
Oh
introduce
god, did you decapitate the goose?
That is one very talkative bird.
Fine,
Oh.
we can call him a bird if it makes you feel better.
Would you like to introduce us?
No, she says. You see her pulling something closer to her frame.
This
I
is
feel like-
concerning.
Given our current situation, it would probably be best if we not be keeping any secrets.
Or hiding any bird brains?
She gets a pouty face, kind of glances around Apollyon at you, Brian, and she goes, I was calling you a bird brain. Get with the joke. She looks back up at
Brian's just gonna
Apollyon.
raise up one.
Fine, but promise you'll be nice. Pulling from behind her back, she holds out a stick. Or what looks like a stick. Open palms to you.
It's a piece of wood.
Yes.
I think we should be worried about pieces of wood within what we've been through in the last while.
It's okay, he's nice.
It's a piece of wood.
Those are a lot of meat bags.
You hear a voice.
Remove them.
Apollyon. You hear a voice. You think it's coming from Katya.
Who is that?
3 people. They're back. Come back
Okay.
for me.
All right.
I am now going to be very judgmental.
Plank!
What? What did I miss?
Blank.
Plank!
Holy
Plank! Oh god, Planky! Oh god, no! Not again!
Might you tell me why that piece of wood is talking?
How should I know? I found him over
Can I
here.
ask the piece? Can I ask the wood?
I don't know.
I am
Can
a
you?
piece of wood.
Can I set it on fire?
No! She pulls the piece of wood closer to her.
Fire would be a release. Please.
So he wants to die.
Katya sighs, sets the piece of wood down on the ground. Fine. Go ahead and try.
Go ahead and try. What do you mean?
She crosses her arms.
Release me from this pain.
Okay. How would you like me to do it?
I think maybe we shouldn't be resorting to murder, even if that's what he's requesting.
Okay. Can you tell me who you are before I kill you?
Before you try.
Balthazar the Great.
The what?
Sherman of the armies.
I think he's insane, guys.
Are you a weapon?
What is a weapon?
I do not think so.
Do you know what a weapon is in general, or?
Well, I'm a stick, so I don't think I'm a weapon.
Can you turn into a person?
That depends on how hard you swing it.
Katya's nodding approvingly.
I mean, that is true. That's why where my current theory is coming from. Can you turn into a person?
Are you guys all standing around the stick right now, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
I was just curious.
I was a person.
You were a person.
It's a
Word.
hard not stick. Or wait a second. Sounds wrong.
Elaborate a little bit.
It's hard to describe because all I remember was floating along the river for what's the word for it? Decade? No.
A long time,
Century.
Liam says in the background.
Hundreds of years. Hang on. How old are you?
Don't ask a lady her age, Katya says, frowning.
Woman.
It's a lady?
That depends on how mean they are.
I thought it was just a stick. Sticks have
Yeah,
genders.
same. I didn't realize sticks have gender. I mean, she
Exactly. If you don't know what gender they are, then all the rules apply. So don't ask somebody their age.
What's your moderate income?
What is
No, my computer's dying. Why?
what is the most recent your earliest memory of a technological advancement?
Oh, there was this really everyone was really obsessed about bellows. Like, you got this fan, and then you had like leather attached to the fan, and you
This is
would
the Bronze
squeeze
Age.
it.
Holy shit, you're almost as old as Atnolfa.
To be fair, Minerva says from the background, the last village we were in didn't know what a doctor was.
That is fair.
I mean, we are in Russia. There were blacksmiths.
Russia.
What
But in
color was
Russia,
the
do as
metal you
Russians
saw?
do. Do a jig.
What color
Drink
was the
vodka.
metal that you saw?
Hmm?
What was the last color
was
of
metal?
the metal you saw? If you saw any metal, what color was it?
I think it was black.
Black.
Do you know what kind of metal your tools were made out of?
It's vague. Nope, I don't know.
Well, they're old. Do you know how you became a stick?
I was stuck in a river. I think I was human when I was stuck in a river.
Were you able to turn into a stick before you got stuck in the river?
No. This is a new development.
Okay, so you're definitely not a demon weapon. Were you cursed?
Cursed to become a stick, that's pretty awful.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sounds like a sticky situation.
I can't
Purduing just
really
gives
remember.
Brian a death glare.
Ryan is just going to smile and laugh to himself.
Every time I think on it, it's like there's this fog that covers my mind and keeps me from seeing whatever I want to see.
But I suppose we can take the stick with us, figure out how to unstickify it.
Unstick it.
I mean, I've heard stories about curses turning people into objects or animals, but usually the only way to lift that is through some very esoteric rule that the creator of the curse placed on it.
Tell me, what sins have you committed in life?
Okay, hear me out. Wait a minute. The last time we saw Soma, he was falling into a river, right? After jumping off a cliff like a fucking weirdo. So
No,
what if
he flew
this is
off.
just Soma that lost his memories?
That is not Soma.
That is definitely not Soma. And
You
Soma's
never
not that
know.
old. Soma is like 18 years old.
Yes, I sincerely doubt that Soma was around back during the original invention of the bellows.
Ah. Damn, you're old.
I'm the only ancient one here. Other than the ones inside of Pridwin and Katya. But it's a different story.
Okay, rude. Katya says, looking at you.
I wasn't speaking about you, Narcissa. I've known her for centuries.
You see her eyes glow purple a moment. Rude, she says.
What's wrong with being old? I still look fine.
She looks at you. She looks at herself in Katya's body. She looks back at you. She grimaces. The purple goes away.
If you need a body, I could probably help you with that. Maybe.
I don't think you have the
You're not
skill or
corpse
mental
snatching
fortitude
anyone.
required for that.
Well, I'm thoroughly horrified by everything that we've been talking about.
Would we like to take the stick with?
Yes, he's mine, Katya says, picking the stick back up.
Well, we don't really have a choice.
Oh.
Yeah,
Stick, are you all right with? Are you all right with this?
As long as I don't have to deal with any birds, I'll be fine.
I mean, there's worse things. Could be like my possum.
Well, I think they
Me.
want to die, so...
I watch people get torn apart by werewolves and monsters. Things
Saturday
beyond the
afternoon.
horrible content.
Minerva in the background's
Birds.
like, whoa, just gonna throw that one out there without any context. Okay.
Huh.
Can't deal with birds. I guess we can't go back to the forum anytime soon then.
Up into the interdimensional possum pocket you go.
Well, that's unfortunate, because I'm pretty sure that's where we're exactly supposed to go, Varuna adds in the background.
Into the
Aren't we
interdimensional
supposed
possum
to go
pocket?
back and talk with, what's his name, with the wings?
Who with the
Narrows it
wings?
down.
Yes, we are supposed to go speak with the Sokolovs. Of course, that is if that is indeed our plan.
It's okay, they're only half-bird people, Katya says.
They probably won't use you to make a nest. Probably. I can't speak on the giant owl.
Somehow I feel like that's incredibly offensive.
But I mean, hey, if he betrays us, we can give them to the bird people, and then they can make a nest with them.
He's a stick! What is he gonna do?
I don't know. You think I expected to get almost murdered by a tree? Fuck no. I don't know what this stick shit can do.
Katya looks back down at you. It's okay, he's kind of new to the party. He's not used to all the bullshit yet.
True.
The day I
Indeed.
become used to the bullshit is the day I have seen literally everything.
It seems to be rather tame to the horrors that I've seen. The party seems nice.
Oh, you hear that? He called you guys nice. It's a lot better than what I call you.
What do you call me?
Dysfunctional. She makes
That's an
direct
understatement.
eye contact with you.
That's an understatement.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna make
She
direct eye
holds up a
contact with
finger.
Katya and just go. "Short."
Pidge is gone. Soma and Sadie are gone. And
Well, to be fair,
your
shut up.
inner people threatened to murder him. Shall I continue?
I
Is
mean-
the Soma thing really our fault, though? I mean, he did kind of get murdered. They're threatened to get murdered by Dante. Like, would you want to stick around if you got threatened to get murdered by someone who's literally known for murdering your kind?
Yeah, but here's the thing, Minerva adds. He said he's responsible for what happened in Japan. So it was kind of warranted. I'm not saying
Yeah, I'm
Dante's
not
not an
saying he's
asshole.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Dante,
yeah.
Dante's nice though.
Dante is a jerk, she says, looking over at you.
He's kind of a dick.
Yeah, he's kind of an ass.
Katya
What is-
nods in agreement.
What did
Is
he
this
do
Soma
while I was
person a
gone?
bird?
He
No.
kind of verbally assaulted everyone.
I mean,
Verbally,
If he is not a bird, then I do not advocate for the murder.
He is not bird.
I'm going to have a talk with him.
he does have wings. Does that count? Katya says.
But does he make a nest?
It lowers my opinion of him.
All right. I think we do.
So I will.
Need,
Oh.
We do need to discuss our next steps.
Sokolov's could be a good start.
I mean, we were supposed to meet up with them afterwards, Lunala adds.
And we do need to get the rest of the fragments.
If we're sticking that route, Liam interjects.
Good point.
Well,
We still have a big bad wolf to take care of. And the bugs.
Listen, I'm not saying what we're doing is wrong, and I'm not saying that these people don't need help, alright? But Soma was a lot of things, but he did put a bug in my ear at one point.
Oh?
Put a bug in your ear?
I mean, what are we doing, guys? We're running around trying to help all of these people, trying to get all of these shards for what?
Well,
the threat is on the other side of the border. And I know that it looked like we couldn't get there, but I mean, what if we could? What if that's what Pidge is doing right now? What if she got tired of this and left to try and deal with the problem?
That's a good
I mean,
point.
Soma thought that maybe we should just say fuck it with all of these guys and maybe come back and help later after the real issue is solved. I mean, sure, there are similarities between the beast thing and whatever's happening with the infection on the other side of the border, but they're not exactly the same.
That notwithstanding, we know for certain that they're both connected.
Well, sure, they're connected, but at the same way that, you know, I don't know.
Best case scenario, if we complete this mission, it could have an effect on that curse that is on the other side of the border.
Okay, worst case
scenario, worst case scenario, it could give us insight. And furthermore, we know that this isn't just the actions of a singular witch. She has allies. And an army.
I mean, one way or another, we're gonna have to deal with this shit eventually, so might as well get it done.
Indeed, but the problem is, we would be marching into an army with a disease we can't cure, which can infect us with a singular bite from an insect, which, even in my armor, I wouldn't be impervious to.
Sokolov promised to aid us if we could help break this curse, Lunala says.
I do agree that preparation is necessary. We need an army to fight an army. While we could possibly take down it ourselves, possibly, it would be much easier with people backing us.
And I feel there's things to learn here still. I feel there's a history here that could give us answers. I just don't know where to look. It's not like we're in a single solitary building looking for minute clues. This is a huge area. Somebody knows something and is going to point us in the right direction. I don't know who or when.
And we need to get stronger.
That's an understatement, Liam says under his breath.
Understatement of the day.
Assuming... I don't know. I personally believe that this is our best course of action right now, but I could understand why we would think otherwise. It's just... This is something that I know we can handle for now.
Can we, though?
Well, better than what we would be dealing with on the other side of the border.
I mean, is it? Is it, though? Amani adds. I didn't see what you guys are talking about. Me and Brian got here from a ship.
Then allow me to illuminate you. On the other side of the border, there was an infection. I mean, you've seen what we've been fighting here. It's like that, but transmissible.
Oh, God.
And there's no cure. One bite, one scratch, one... And no matter what you are, no matter what creature you are, it will infect you. It will drive you mad. And then it will mutate you into a beast.
And why the hell do we have to go over there?
Because
cute and
we
all,
came
but-
here to solve this, Lunala says to you.
Nuke the
Because-
whole
Scared of the
place.
disease?
Literally just cleanse it in fire.
That
So you want to kill thousands of people? Minerva adds. Just millions, even, that are occupying this space? I mean, is that really the course of action that you want to suggest? Because if it is, I'm not sure I know you very well.
I take back that suggestion.
we know for certain there are survivors, and even assuming that there weren't, having a way to cure this would be much better than simply trying to burn it all away. Because, well, if we took that course of action, there would be still a very high risk of it spreading regardless. And we know that there is an intelligent mastermind behind the whole thing. Which means that it's even more dangerous than just a common outbreak.
So you're telling me somebody made this illness, they engineered it.
That was the intel that we were given. According to our information, this witch who's capable of controlling insects is working with some organization to engineer this disease, using it to control the population, amass an army, and create monsters.
So, how does Pidge fit into this? Katya says with genuine thought.
Well, we
The
know
book.
that
Oh, fuck, you hear Lunala say.
The book.
yes. The book contains information on how to make demon weapons. I don't know what else it might contain, but that much I know for certain. And that could be very bad in the hands of anyone, let alone this group that we're currently worried about.
I say we take action and fix what's happening here as fast as possible. We can amass allies, and they can assist us further down the line.
I think that would be the best course of action.
This isn't my first rodeo with amassing an army. I think we can pull it off.
So, we need to go find our Sokolov buddy then, Liam says, trying to confirm.
Indeed.
Yes. Currently, they're the only concrete ally we have.
Gotta go find the bird boys. Maybe shouldn't have said that with the stick who's afraid of birds nearby.
Great, Liam says, sitting back down by the fire. Well,
Right. Afraid.
a good idea would be to get some rest first.
I agree. I need to acclimate to my restored body first.
Indeed. We definitely need rest, especially after all of this.
You guys begin to go about amongst yourselves, doing what you need to do to rest. Is there anything anyone wants to do while you guys are taking your long rest?
Lean against the wall.
Katya leans you against the wall.
I wish to perform photosynthesis.
God.
Had to fight off plagues of termites before. Those were annoying days.
What did you say your name was again?
Davy Jones.
Ain't no fucking way.
Excuse me? Apollyon's gonna roll history.
Hang
Go
on.
ahead! Go ahead! No, go ahead!
Ryan's gonna roll memory to see if he knows anything about Davy Jones.
18.
That wasn't the name you gave us before.
So you have heard legend of a Davy Jones. And I will say it's kind of just in passing for you, like when you've been on coastal towns and cities, you've heard, just kind of like the same thing we have, the legend of Davy Jones and, the Flying Dutchman transferring souls in the deep. That's it. That's all you've heard. Brian, Davy Jones is less of a person for you guys and more of a it's almost like a scary story told to keep young sailors in line. If that makes sense.
Yeah, right now I'm trying to figure out if Ryan thinks he exists at all or not. Because like you said, it's like a scary story used to keep kids in line, so why would he still believe it?
Exactly.
Again,
You kind of don't. Because you've seen much scarier things in the deep.
Like beaver sharks.
You've seen far scarier things than a spooky pirate boy who supposedly ferries souls. And Pridwin, did you check as well?
I mean, I'll make a roll real quick.
It's not so much. Go ahead and roll. Let's see what you get actually.
18?
You have heard of the legend as well. I mean, you are
His grandma
a sea
probably
people.
told him stories.
You're a sea people, but it's not so much that she told you stories about a specific person by the name of Davy Jones. Your inference, or your family's, has been that if death is the one who gathers souls to send to their final resting place, and Davy Jones is a farrier of souls, then whoever has followed in that name and title, if they exist, is probably in servitude to death. That's all you've kind of gathered from the situation.
Wait, you're the one who ferries souls to hell?
No. You all are misunderstanding. His name is Dave E. Jones. Middle initial.
Okay. I was
Oh.
like, what the fuck? He ain't exist. What is this tomfoolery?
I was going to say, you don't look like a ghost pirate to me.
No, he doesn't look like that either.
But also, I don't think that was the name you gave us the first time around.
I totally gave you Artorius the Abyss Walker as my first name.
No, no, you
Brian,
did not.
No.
memory check.
I think he's insane. I can kill him.
I
mean, there is a
really
fire
don't think
right
that
there.
murder is the option.
Go ahead and
I mean,
try,
please.
Katya says, holding the stick out to you, Apollyon.
Brian's
the
gonna roll a
option.
memory check to see if he
It's an
can
answer.
what name he gave him the first try.
Go ahead.
I rolled another fucking 3. Are you kidding me?
You're pretty sure that the first name he gave you was Davy Jones.
3.
Not doing
40. That's bad because I rolled a 43.
it.
Apollyon, Katya's holding the stick out to you. Do you take it?
He takes it.
Okay, I need you to roll a d10.
Oh god. An 8.
You get a 10?
Okay, this is
Oh no.
this is what happens.
What
Oh, no.
happens? Oh god.
What happens?
What happened to Dave E. Jones? The mystery.
Apollyon begins to speak to the stick.
So all of you are standing there, and all of a sudden, the words coming out of Apollyon's mouth do not make sense to you.
Ryan's just gonna stand there and wide-eyed what the fuck meant and be like,
He begins grasping at his tongue, confused.
Does he sound like he's speaking demonic, or is he speaking?
No, it's a
gibberish?
strange chittering sound, and you notice something. There is a movement on your shoulder as Bandit's head pokes up from where he was minding his business. Brian, your possum pokes his head out of your sleeve that you're keeping him in.
Are you speaking an animal language?
are you? I think he's
Apollyon, this
speaking.
is not the time to be speaking.
He slumps
You
over
seem
and
to have
hands the
run
stick
into the
back.
same problem so many have done before.
You kind of
hell?
hold the stick out. Do any of the rest of you try to make a grab for the stick?
Brian's gonna try and grab it.
Apollyon, Brian reaches for the stick. Do you let him take it?
He said BRB, no!
Oh no.
I'm gonna say you take the stick. Are you gonna grab the stick?
Yeah.
Roll a d10.
Is this my D10? Hold on. That's 9 and a 0. Oh yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna... Got a 2.
You got a 2?
I got a 2.
Oh, okay. So interesting thing for you.
Oh, mother... guys, I might be going insane, but the floor is lava. Like, actually, what
First
the
time?
fuck? Brian's gonna throw the stick. Just yeet.
Brian
Quinn's going to
yeets
look at
the
the
stick and
floor.
like climbs up onto Amani's shoulders.
What the hell is going?
Why is the floor lava? This was not like this 5 seconds ago.
He's like clinging to Amani desperately, and Amani's just standing there with her hands in her pockets, sighing.
Pridwin's just going to pick up the stick because he doesn't understand what's going on.
Pick the stick up after it's thrown. You were worried that it might hurt the stick, so you pick it up. Roll a d10.
Oh god. Hold on. D10.
Mhm.
Yippee! 5?
Uh-huh.
This is awesome.
What
Uh-huh.
happened? Oh no.
This is my favorite game session.
He just looks at the stick and then hands it back to Katya.
You hand the stick back to Katya. Katya takes it.
Does Brian still see the floor as lava?
Yes.
Help!
I really don't understand what's going on. Why? The floor is not lava.
I mean, it looks like lava to me.
Be clear, I am in fact cursed. Just not. I don't think I'm the one cursed.
If I
What-
I
touch
think
the
picking
floor
me
and
up
I start
curses you.
Excuse me, what?
left for one day, are you fucking kidding me? If I touch the
So
floor, I'm
many
gonna look at
people
Pridwin
before.
and just go. If I touch the floor and I start burning, save the possum.
I will do that.
Brian's gonna slowly step down from Amani's shoulders.
The moment your foot begins to touch the floor, you feel a searing pain.
Ah, what the fuck, man?
You take 5 points of damage.
God damn it!
Do I actually see him burn?
You see a hint of smoke and steam begin to rise around his foot.
Oh! What did you do to me?
The
dear.
stick cannot shrug,
Nothing.
so Katya shrugs for him.
Oh no. Oh no.
This is fun. I think I'm not going to touch the stick.
Katya?
I think you should touch it. Liam's muses from behind you.
Yeah, I
You
think
first,
you should
my
touch
friend.
it too. This is bullshit.
Oh no. By all means, I think that
What did I miss?
age
turned to
before
what?
beauty.
What happened?
I'm younger than you.
Katya, you haven't
Wait, what?
you haven't experienced any adverse effects from interacting with the stick, have you?
She looks down at herself, looks around at her hands, looks up at you. She shrugs again.
Okay, you're in charge of the stick.
Anybody
Apollyon
else
just
want to
gonna give a
touch it?
thumbs up.
She holds the stick out.
No,
I
nobody's
want
going
set
to
it on
touch it.
Fire now.
What did I miss?
Like,
Who else got
actually-
affected by the stick?
All
Please.
me and Brian.
What happened to Brian?
He has told
The
you
floor
that
is
he
lava.
thinks the floor is lava, and the moment he tried to crawl down off of Amani's shoulders, smoke started to rise from his boot, and he yelped in pain.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, the floor is literally lava for me. This is awesome.
And Pridwin has had nothing happen.
I'm just gonna glare at Pridwin and be like, "You lucky son of a bitch."
I'm honestly more scared about the fact that I'm not experiencing any effects, because that just means whatever it is hasn't
Pridwin,
revealed itself yet.
you take a step back to shift your weight, and you hear a yelp from behind you.
He turns around.
You look down, and Bandit was crawling down you to go back to Lunala, and you happen to shift your weight right when his tail was behind the heel of your boot. He is
you are
looking
lucky.
at you with absolute pain and distrust, and holding his tail in his tiny little paws.
I am so sorry.
You bend down to try and grab Bandit, and the tip of your helmet actually catches right down the side of Lunala's dress and shears down the side of her thigh, and she kind of steps back in pain and grabs at her leg. The very point of your hat has sliced, turning her long dress into one of those slit-legged dresses, and she's now bleeding.
Oh no.
Pridwin, I
Pridwin
think
immediately-
you have become severely unlucky.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Pridwin immediately just sits down and doesn't move.
How the fuck am I supposed to sleep if the floor is lava? Literally.
That raises a question, but I don't want to do anything.
I think you should touch the stick again, see if it reverses it.
That's a horrible idea.
We've got nothing to lose at this point.
Katya holds the stick out.
I really...
Brian's gonna look at Apollyon and be like, Apollyon, you're a demon king. Do you have any magic that can let me fucking just levitate for forever?
Apollyon sighs without saying anything, and then he's just going to summon a winged demon out of shadows to carry him.
Yeah.
There is a small winged creature flying next to you. It is horrific looking.
Are you gonna try?
Horrors beyond my comprehension. But
Are you gonna trust that thing to carry you all night?
Literally, this Lovecraftian horror is in front of your eyes, and he just holds his hands out and gives you that nod. And does the little fingertips towards himself come here gesture.
Couldn't you just sleep in the pool?
Ryan's gonna look over at the pool. Is the pool lava?
The pool is not lava, from what you can tell. It is very, very red, though.
Amani, could you... I'm still on Amani's shoulders, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how far away is the flying demon?
It's, like, right next to you.
Okay, I'm gonna grab onto the demon and be like, hey, could you fly over to that thing of water over there? I want to see something go fast.
The demon's, like, honeymoon carrying you?
I don't care, sure. Sure.
The horrors beyond your comprehension are romantically, lovingly carrying you, and it flies over to the pool.
Ryan's just gonna, like, dip a toe in and see if it's lava. Does it hurt me?
It's warm to you, but it's not hurting you.
Okay, can Brian see why it is very red?
It's because you guys murdered a giant goose monster in there, and it's all blood. The whole thing is blood.
Oh, it's that same exact cave. Okay,
Oh, that would explain that. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I was going back through my notes, and one of my bullet points is just that all caps goose fight. What happened?
This is Goose Fight Cave!
There's a goose fight.
Yeah, we're in Goose Fight Cave.
It's the goose cave.
Yeah, you're in Goose Fight Cave.
Didn't you get the
very
post?
sanitary to sleep in a lake of
Goose
blood.
Fight Cave.
It just seems...
Join us in
You
scenic
murdered
Goose
something
Fight Cave.
I immediately
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, the stick is very thankful all of a sudden.
Brian is gonna ask the horrors beyond his comprehension. He'll just call him Hector.
Hector.
If he can fly around the cave to see if there's anywhere that has solid ground that's not lava.
There's a few, like, stalactites and ledges around the ceiling of the cave.
Okay. Are any of the ledges, like, big enough for Brian to just lay down on?
Yes.
I'm gonna go to one of those.
The horrors beyond your comprehension, aka Hector, flies you over to one of the ledges and sets you on it.
Thank you, Hector.
Down below you,
Thank you, Hector.
there's an entire group of people standing like Jesus atop molten lava.
You know, I'm so glad none of you guys are saying this, because this shit is just fucking awful. And it's actually burning me. Like, if I touch that shit,
I did watch you combust. I'm very concerned.
It's awful. I'm very glad up here isn't, because if it was, man, how far away is the lake, the Goose Blood Lake?
It's a ways away from you. And you'll notice, to your
Face
view now,
into lava.
it looks like it's boiling.
Does that lake look like... Does that lake look like it's boiling to anybody else? Because it looks like it's boiling to me.
I do not know what you're referring to.
Goose Blood Lake, Brian points at the lake.
The little pond of water. You look at it. It's very red. The surface of the water is still.
It looks normal to me.
Normal as a body of water filled with blood can look, Liam adds.
I mean, I did sleep in it.
Ugh, don't remind me.
Okay, so I am going insane. Nice to know. Okay. That's good thing I didn't go in there. I'd be getting boiled. I don't think boiled Brian would be any good.
I'd try it, Varuna says in the background.
Varuna, what the fuck?
On a subject that doesn't relate to cannibalism, I'm not moving anywhere in the interest of not harming anyone.
Brian,
You can have
Brian,
Hector carry you
Pridwin,
to one of the ledges.
you feel a little, like, you know that sound of, like, a couple droplets of debris hitting the top of a tin roof?
Oh, you have got to be kidding me.
Pridwin, run!
Pridwin is immediately going to try to roll into the pool.
Roll a... Let's do a...
Actually, you know what? Can I make like an athletics or something?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Roll a dex check.
Can I just like turtle it out?
Do you wanna just sit there?
Like strength roll, just literally be impervious.
I don't know if you would be impervious, but I mean, you can sit there and take it if you want.
No, I guess I can do a. Do you want dex or speed?
I will let you choose.
Okay, thank you, because my dex is much better than my speed.
With bad luck.
That's a 25.
Okay. You manage to roll out of the way just as one of the stalactites? Tights are on the ceiling, right? Mites are on the ground. One of the Rocky Boys crumbles from the ceiling and crashes down right where you were.
Okay, this is getting ridiculous.
However, you accidentally bump into Apollyon, and he is shoved into the pool of blood.
Sorry.
Was it
Apollyon,
just
you're
Apollyon
just...
is now boiling to Brian?
Yeah, so all you see is Apollyon standing there with his hands in his pockets, and then Pridwin rolls out of the way of this thing, hits Apollyon, Apollyon goes flying into the pool of blood and disappears.
He fucking Dark Souls fat rolls into Apollyon,
Yep.
and they both tumble into the pool.
That's pretty much what happens.
Brian's just gonna be staring wide-eyed, mouth like hitting the floor, just what the fuck did I just watch?
Okay, everyone remain a considerable distance away from me, please.
You went into the pool, right?
Yeah.
So you're trying to say this as you're trying to surface. The rest of you watch as the surface of the blood pool ripples, and then rising out of the blood pool, out of the torrent of water, you see feathers that are stained red.
You're fucking kidding me!
And a head begins to rise. And then it surfaces. And it's Pridwin, but the goose's head is attached, like Wiggler style, to the top of Pridwin's hat.
No.
What the fuck is happening?
Pridwin, you don't notice it either. You just see the entire party freaking out for half a second.
Are you alright?
He gives a thumbs up.
Apollyon, you like crawl out of the pool to see the face of the goose monster rising out of the blood, and then it's just Pridwin.
Somehow I don't believe you.
He's just going to summon Abaddon and just get ready to fight.
You summon it, and then you realize that it's just the head stuck on the top of Pridwin's helmet.
Apollyon, what are you doing?
He retracts.
You can see the things like dead eyes, very, very, the milky white, the white feathers have been permanently dyed red. Its awful beak is hanging open and slightly ajar.
Is there something on my face?
Brian's just gonna put his hands around his mouth and be like, "You have a dead goose head on you!"
He's going to reach up to the top of his helmet. Oh! He's going to try and pull it off.
Brian's gonna say to himself, "Man, I thought we were gonna have to fight a zombie goose for a second."
You try to pull it off. It's really stuck on there.
I want to go to bed.
Well, I did too,
Apollyon's
but I made
kinda
the
late.
mistake of grabbing a stick. And now the floor
Apollyon's
is
just gonna
lava.
sit down.
Apollyon sits.
What the fuck did Apollyon even get? He what, spoke animal for 5 seconds?
He can't tell you.
I know he can't.
Apollyon just has this dejected look on his face because this is not the first time this has happened.
It's not. It's not.
What did it give you? Clinical depression? Jesus!
He's just dejected. He just sits down.
Is there a rock near Brian?
Yes.
Like a small rock, not like a big one. Brian's just gonna drop it over the ledge and into what to him appears to be lava. Does anything happen?
The rock seems to disappear into the lava.
Interesting. What the fuck? I wonder if I grabbed the goose head and just like hit it to the floor, since it's just Brian and apparently the floor is actually lava to him. Would the goose head catch on fire?
You don't see anything catching on fire. Like I said, they're all just kind of hovering Jesus style over the surface of the lava.
Oh, okay. Brian's just gonna lay down on his ledge and just die. Just.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we should probably just get some sleep and hope this goes away in the morning.
Everybody nearby you takes 2 large steps away from you, just in case.
Would take 3.
It is for the best.
Lunala finishes bandaging her leg and looks down at her new fashion style of dress and size.
I'm very sorry.
You had to touch the stick, she says, sitting down.
I didn't know what was going to happen.
So yeah, is there anything else anybody needs to do?
I mean, there's not really anything I can do.
Fair enough, I guess.
Someone put the stick down the dead goose's throat.
No, Katya says, getting in front of the stick.
That would be unsanitary, and also I'm very afraid of what would happen.
True, the goose might come back. That'd be bad.
Does the curse work on dead things? Katya says thoughtfully.
Let's not find out on a goose head.
That is an experiment I would not like to conduct.
Or like when we're getting ready to leave the cave, you can resurrect the goose.
Speaking in tongues. So maybe.
So you guys settle in. You go about your usual things that you do during a long rest. And a few hours later, you awake.
Pridwin is going to very tentatively try to leave the pool.
You cautiously try to get out of the pool. Your armor is now a deep shade of red.
He's going to try and hose himself down.
You're trying, but the stain is gonna take a lot of effort to get out.
Great.
Brian is just gonna like do that over the ledge and see if the floor is still lava. Maybe this was all bad dream.
You lean over the ledge to peek down. The floor is definitely still lava.
Mother!
What the hell?
Pridwin, you turn around to try and go back to the group, and you hear another squeak.
He's not moving. Pridwin is not moving.
You look down. You have stepped on what appears to be a cookie. A bandit is sitting by your boots, staring down and the cookie he had been
Defeated.
holding moments ago, with
He's defeated.
a shell-shocked look in his eyes.
You know what? I'm not taking the blame for that. I did tell you to stay away from me. I'm innocent.
Bandit, like, looks up at you like he does when he wants you to hold him, and then he just slowly turns around and walks back to Lunala with his tail dragging the ground.
I'm sorry, but I'm cursed.
Brian, where's the stick?
Katya has the stick.
Since I'm assuming the stick doesn't sleep, Brian's gonna just he's gonna yell at the stick. Random question. Do you know how long we're gonna be cursed for? Please tell me it's not forever.
Generally, the people I encountered didn't last a few hours before dying, so...
Oh, fun!
A few hours?
Then you'll die.
Well, I mean, it's been a few hours and I'm not dead, so I'm holding out hope.
Good side, good side!
I didn't die horribly in my sleep, so I'm already doing better than they did.
Apollyon attempts to speak again.
Apollyon, you open your mouth. What do you say?
Help.
Just hit Apollyon and permanently
you say help, and it comes out in this horrible demon speech. Immediately, Hector materializes beside you, looking confused.
Oh, he's gonna speak to Hector. He says, I know you probably won't understand me because you're an imp, but do you know how long this will last?
Apollyon?
Hector smiles and nods at you.
Apollyon, Isadora told me to tell you to shut the fuck up.
I can't help it, Pridwin. I can't help it.
Apollyon just demon speeches at you.
Brian's just gonna yeet a rock at Apollyon.
There's a
catch
rock
him,
flying at you.
I'm gonna attempt to catch it.
You catch it. It's not that
Catches
difficult.
the rock. Yeah, okay. He takes the rock and he throws it back at you. And
Can
curses
Brian
you in
catch
demon
the rock?
language.
Apollyon is saying things in demon speech at you. You do not know what he's saying. But there is a molten rock flying at your face.
Brian's gonna duck and dodge.
You duck as it hits the wall, and then tumbles onto the edge of the ledge and falls off. The spots it hit are still sizzling with the hints of lava.
Oh my fucking god, bro. Brian's just gonna yell at Apollyon, we can't understand you, man!
I know you can't.
Stop screeching at me! I didn't do it!
Bandit covers his ears and glares at you.
They wonder why we like to keep to ourselves, Xavier.
You don't get any response from Xavier?
Typical.
Apollyon is gonna try to contact Abaddon.
You manifest your weapon.
Abaddon, are you able to speak normally?
It looks different.
It does. How so?
It looks right. If that makes sense. It looks more akin to what it used to.
Yes. Oh yeah, you guys are actually getting a good look at it when it's not trying to kill you for
Yeah. It looks like real true Abaddon.
Yeah. Made entirely of shadows.
The eyes manifest in the blade.
Are you able to speak normally?
I think so.
Can you translate for me?
I guess.
Tell them that I was cursed with demon and squirrel speak.
The eyes shift toward the group. Hi?
Can Pridwin actually hear?
Yes.
Oh.
You hear the semi-hysterical, sort of mad giggle and the hi coming from the scythe.
Can Brian hear this, or is he too far away?
You can.
Yes.
I think this is the first time I've ever actually heard you speak.
It's a little easier now.
Hi, Scythe. What's your name? I don't want to just refer to you as Scythe. I think that's weird.
I'm Abaddon. It's
Hello.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
She has a sort of childlike, crazed presence to her. But the scythe is large and looks powerful and is stunningly beautiful in its own way.
Tell them I was cursed.
Oh yeah, he says that he can't talk to you guys right now.
I assumed so.
Considering he just screeched at me for no reason, yeah, I figured that out.
What are we going to do?
She will be
Well,
my
I have an
translator.
idea what I can do.
I mean, we're going to need to travel, and unfortunately, given our current state, that's going to be very difficult.
We'll try our best.
Katya sighs and rubs at the bridge of her nose. Okay, you get into weapon form so she can carry you. You won't touch the ground that way. You probably should do the same, and somebody's gonna have to just deal with you. She looks at Apollyon. I don't know what to do with you. This isn't the first rodeo. You should be fine.
I was half expecting her to say, "You shut up."
You know what? That's a better idea. You shut up!
Shit. Cameo from the judge.
Dear God, the judge comes out
Oh
of
my God.
Hmm.
The judge has arrived.
Oh God.
Welcome.
Brian's just, is Amani awake?
Yes. Amani's
Brian's gonna yell
standing
down to
underneath the ledge waiting on you after Katya said that.
Brian's gonna just yell, "I'm gonna do a flip!" And then he eats himself off of the cliff doing the flip.
You
Oh,
do
no.
a flip, and the closer to the ground you get, the more hot it is. But you manifest into your weapon form, and Amani catches you. Quickly puts you in your sheath.
Fuck yeah. Oh, see, you know what'd be funny? Okay, so what happens to the possum after I go into weapon form?
You're not sure, and you're kind of scared to find out.
I think it'd just be very funny if, like, you know how in Valorant you have a gun buddy? If there's just like a little possum thing hanging off of my sword.
Dangles off of your sword by his tail.
Yeah.
You know what? That's fair. I'll allow that. Okay, so you guys kind of gathered together. Pridwin, are you getting into...
I should probably just travel at a distance so that nobody has to get caught in the crossfire.
Pridwin's gonna bring this whole damn forest down.
If you insist.
Apollyon's just gonna begin walking.
Unless someone wants to carry me, but you're going to have to worry about terrible things happening.
We fought the King of Hell. What's worse than that? I say
Haven't put me at
jokingly.
my full power.
That's why I was kidding. Or wait, no, you still can't understand.
So the group walks out of the cave. What are you guys doing?
I mean, the Sokolov said that they'd contact us.
Correct.
Apollion walks outside of the cave.
You walk outside of the cave. You are now outside of the cave.
Yes.
in the killing grounds.
Yep.
Near the awful shipwreck area where your battle ensued.
Mm-hmm.
You still see and often hear in the distance the rumblings of giant monsters going about their business.
Brian, or I guess Amani carrying Brian is just gonna follow.
Might take about a day to get to the Sokolovs unless they have some transport for us.
Well, it would make sense they can't come here. Like they said, the closer they get to the castle, the worse things get for them. I'm not sure anybody on their group would want to risk that.
You can understand me?
Pridwin can try to like translate, considering he has somebody who can understand him.
You can, if you would like to. Also, I was just kind of imagining that Abaddon was...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah. Abaddon can translate, so...
Yeah.
Just keep in mind, everything that Apollyon says is gonna have an Abaddon spin on it, even if I don't translate it, which is probably not gonna be word for word what he says.
Yeah.
So you guys walk out into the forest. It's a forest. It's still just as awful as when you went in there the night before.
I don't like this place.
It's fun. I got a good fun out of it.
You did.
He said something about fun, Abaddon said.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, Brian's gonna say to Pridwin, "Well, you don't like this place? No, I'm sure the horrible giant monsters that have continuously tried to kill us here aren't that bad."
I took down a few of them.
No, let's not. Especially on the floor being lava.
Your loss.
No, I think that's my gain. I don't want to get eaten.
Which direction is the Sokolovs again?
Pridwin's going to... We have the map, so Pridwin
Solon has it.
Pridwin will look to Solon.
Solon, everybody's looking at you.
What do you want?
You have the map.
Map.
Now.
Where is the map?
Pridwin, by the way, you hear a thunk on the helmet.
Pridwin is just going to look.
You slowly turn, and a bird has flown full bore into the shiny metal of your helmet. Like they fly into windows sometimes. It's just smashed into your helmet.
I had a bird do that yesterday. It scared the shit out of me.
When is this going to end?
Never.
So are we done playing games? Are we ready to move on then?
Yes.
I would like to get our job done, yes.
Excellent.
So...
Where are we going?
Sokolovs?
Yes. To the bird people. And maybe they'll have a cure for this damn curse.
Yeah, Solon, they're all looking at you because you have the map. Maps.
I sure do.
Mm-hmm.
You do.
Let's get going.
Let's get going.
So Solon begins leading you guys off kind of in the opposite direction. You also notice walking, this is going to take a while. Like, this is gonna be a couple days of travel at minimum.
Alright. Let's get set up.
So, you guys begin walking. Pridwin, as you're walking, you remember how in the mission with Siren Head, how the forest squirrels kind of just started attacking Apollyon at random.
Pridwin is
That's not Siren Head?
You
Yeah.
kind of have a
I ate his
mass
soul.
of animals at all points of time attacking you.
None of them have been able to get through the armor, right?
No.
Pridwin's just going to ignore it.
They're just very upset with you. Also,
Pridwin.
you have the worst indigestion, and your feet hurt. Everything just feels awful. You think you're coming down with something, maybe the flu, you're not sure.
I miss my wife.
Gee, I can't wait to get home and see my family!
Gorilla meme. Pick wife.
Ryan's just gonna say to Apollyon, or not Apollyon, Pridwin, after seeing the skulls attacking them, what did you do? Insult their mother?
Wife.
First
I
time.
didn't do anything.
I miss my.
Like, I understand you got cursed with bad luck, but man, all of the squirrels hate you.
That's a first.
I-
Not for
I
me.
don't understand.
Would you like to walk, sir? Amani says, eyeing you.
How does it
No,
feel?
I'm good.
Pridwin?
Okay.
I'm good, thank you.
Apollyon sneering from the back of the group.
I miss my wife, Apollyon.
First time being ambushed by
Regret.
squirrels, huh?
First time, huh?
If Ratatosker were here, I would have him talk them down. Have him talk them down.
I sincerely doubt anyone can save me now.
So you guys keep walking. Is there anything else you guys want to do or cover while you're doing things?
Brian's
Just
gonna look at the ground in his weapon form and see if it's still lava.
As the day progresses, you start seeing patches of ground that look more and more normal.
Holy shit, I think the lava shit is wearing off.
It's going away?
It's going away from my eyes, at least.
Oh,
I
thank
don't know
God.
if I touch the ground if it'll still be lava, but...
It's okay, Pridwin. The squirrels hate me more.
You kind of
I'm
look
not-
down at yourself, thinking, like, oh, thank God it's going away, and you look up and run face first into a tree branch.
I'm not concerned about the squirrels, Apollyon.
Also, your socks are inexplicably wet.
Oh!
That doesn't really... That doesn't really bother him.
That's fair.
He's pretty used to being wet.
Oh. Pridwin.
Shut the fuck up. I hate everything about this.
Apollyon turns into Yaldabaoth and he says, "You're used to being wet, huh?"
Please, shut the fuck up.
Jesus Christ.
Abaddon translates, but it's even dirtier somehow coming out of her lips.
Please, shut the fuck up.
And it's weird, as it's wearing off, you get like demon speech and then the word wet in normal tongue and then more demon speech.
I hate everything.
You
I miss
and
my
me,
wife.
bro. Man,
Your
I
wife.
Your wife. Regret.
Right, wife. Life good.
Wife fight
Wife
back.
fight back.
Kill wife.
Regret.
Think about
Apollyon will transform into a gorilla.
regret.
Oh god, he's gone bananas.
Fucking Jesus.
Mm.
As you guys make camp the first night, you find that the effects seem to finally be wearing off.
I can talk again.
I'm free.
Brian is just gonna manifest one leg from his weapon form and lightly touch the ground.
Prid, when you go to sit down and you hear a sad squeak.
I'm sorry.
You have sat on his tail. Again.
I promise you this will end soon.
He's just sitting there holding his tail, looking up at you sadly again.
I'm sorry.
Brian, you cautiously try to put one foot on the ground. There is no heat.
Brian's gonna transform his other leg and touch the ground. No, he's just a walking sword.
You put your other foot down. No heat. It seems that it's fine.
Brian's gonna fully transform from his weapon form.
You are back in your human form.
I'm gonna look around cautiously for any lava.
Nothing. You guys
No
set up
lava.
camp in a clearing, and it seems fine.
No lava, but Apollyon is standing behind you.
Yeah, Apollyon's just menacingly hovering.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
So are you
Brian's
sure you
gonna
have
turn
a use
around
for
and
that
see
shadow of
Apollyon
yours?
jump. Just what?
Are you sure you don't have a use for that shadow of yours?
Yeah, I have a use for it.
But what does it do exactly?
Whatever the fuck a shadow does, I don't know.
Don't do it, Minerva says, taking a drink from her water.
I wasn't planning on it.
You could give it to me.
Apollyon, please stop trying to barter with our friends.
I've always wanted a pirate.
Wait, would that make me your slave if I gave you my shadow? Fuck that.
No, just makes me transform into you.
Oh, definitely not then.
I
Only I can commit war crimes, goddammit. No one else is gonna use my face to commit war crimes. I can commit, damn it.
It's not a war crime the first time.
Yeah,
It's not a war crime if you don't get caught.
exactly.
Jesus Christ. So you
But
guys
yes,
are
Apollyon,
sitting
I have a use for
down
my shadow.
in camp. You've gotten all of your points back, by the way. Yeah, is there anything you guys want to do while you're making camp?
I miss my bar.
Wait, is it Pridwin himself or his armor that is cursed? Because technically, his hand was in his armor, so would it just be his armor?
I think it was probably him.
I mean,
The
that's...
dude.
I don't know.
So fucking try it out, take your walk in your bandit, step on his
I am not taking this armor off.
I can answer any more questions about the last 1,000 years if anyone wants.
I mean,
When was the ship invented?
The boat?
Yes.
That was a while ago. That was not long after I was born.
Because I did not pay attention in history class.
The boat has
I
existed
didn't
for
have
a
a
long
history
time.
class.
I mean, intercontinental travel took a while, but
I mean, those things that couldn't really travel beyond, like, the shore, because if you lost sight of land, you would never return.
that.
That was actually a thing? What the fuck?
I mean, back in the day, there were a lot of people who believed that the world just kind of had an end point.
There was the really
that it-
crazy sword that
I'm
talked.
for the donut theory.
Brenwyn just looks at Solon.
Fuck's sake.
Tell me about this talking sword. Like, do you mean
Oh.
like a Meister sword, or...
Actually, question DM.
Mhm.
Would Apollyon know about the sword?
Which sword, sorry?
The sword.
Oh! Yes. And
You're
you
talking about
don't like it.
Talking about Excalibur. Ugh, he shivers. It was a very
Brenwyn
visible shiver.
immediately shivers too.
What What the fuck is it?
All
would
of
Brian
the
know what
animals
Excalibur
in
is?
the camp immediately cringe like the fairies in the show. All of them.
It's
Would Brian know what Excalibur is,
I-
being on a ship as long as he has?
You do not.
I was
What the
taught
fuck is
never
Excalibur?
to say that name.
I met him once. I regret it.
What is it? Like, I understand it's a sword, but like, is that what it is?
Primordial being of immense power.
This most powerful being in existence. And it is annoying. And I hate it.
And the most insufferable, Lunala adds.
That.
I mean, most powerful being according to itself.
Well,
Yeah, I've literally never heard of it before.
I've seen it. He's as strong as he is annoying.
Wonderful.
Feel bad for those fairies. What other stories do I have? Well, of course, there was the time that I defeated that giant titan. There was all of the witches.
Coolest thing you fought.
The coolest thing I fought?
Coolest thing.
Well, I ventured deep into the abyss and slew the monster that resided within it.
What was that? Like, are we talking Hector, like Eldritch Wars Beyond My Imagination level, or
Well, nothing
Thursday
that powerful,
afternoon?
but a big giant fuck-off monster.
Those are my favorite kind of monsters.
And then I took over the abyss. That's how I have my powers, actually.
Anybody want to roll a perception check for me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I can't roll single digit numbers all night. Nope, but I can fucking do it again!
Jesus Christ.
I am cursed.
I'm not doing as well.
You can keep talking. That'll be a little
think
helpful
I've-
thing for later.
I think I've been
Oh,
cursed
God.
in real life.
I rolled a 2.
Never mind.
So Apollyon just keeps talking about his exploits.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of those exploits were women.
Who? Yes, very true. Have I ever told you about all of my shadows? Specifically, I think I've told Pridwin about Bedlam before.
I
No.
do recall Bedlam, but I don't believe you've mentioned any of the others, at least not in detail.
Well, there was Idris. He was not actually a demon. He was an undead. Quite a powerful knight. He died standing. And then there was Galanos. He was some sort of wizard. He did cool magic stuff, so I brought him on board. There was Typhon,
Question.
who... Oh,
Does the thing have to be alive for you to take its shadow?
no, not necessarily. They just have to be unable to defend themselves, and 24 hours specifically before death.
So if I gave you my
after
shadow,
death.
you'd basically just kill me.
What? No. I can take the shadow without the creature dying. It would hurt, but it wouldn't kill you. And if it's willingly, then it'll be easier. Because I could take it
Well, I'm
if I wanted to, but I won't.
Maybe like before I die, maybe then ask me.
Maybe.
Because then you can keep doing more crimes and it'd be funny.
True. I'll live on all of your guys' legacy.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
You scare me.
What about him is scary? He's so...
I'm talking about both of you.
Apollyon behind Brian for a brief moment transforms into Astaroth.
Ugh.
Oh, why did I just get the chills? Oh.
Don't worry about it.
I feel like I should be very worried about it.
No. There was also one other shadow. memory eludes me for some reason. I'm not sure why.
It was that of Jephthah.
Oh, and then there was Typhon. I was speaking about him. He used to serve Navarus, my father, actually.
You
He
should
was a
take
warlord.
Mephisto's shadow and we eventually go beat his ass.
I could.
Probably should.
Then I could turn him into a decent person. And he wouldn't be able to say no. My shadows, when I separate them, still maintain some of their personality.
So he wouldn't be all the way a decent person.
Well, I can change him. He wouldn't be able to reject me if he was my shadow.
I can change him.
I can change him.
fix him.
I can fix him.
Fix him. It'll be fine. No, I think that's all the questions I have, at least.
DM, what was the most renowned witch that he tried flirting with again?
Fuck, there's a lot.
There's a lot. But there was there was a big witch that he tried fucking with.
I mean, didn't you try to fuck with Narcissa at one point?
He did, but she beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. I would say that's pretty up there on the list. I would probably say... you didn't try to get with Cassie.
Yeah.
Wait.
I need a whole list of just witches that Apollyon slept with at this point. I just need a whole ass list.
Yeah.
God.
Didn't he try fucking with... he tried fucking with several of Apollyon... not Apollyon, Pridwin's descendants. I mean, ancestors.
He, Aurelia's the one who beat the shit out of you. Yeah. Is one of the ones who beat the shit out of you. Let's see.
There was Aurelia...
Question, do your shadows keep their power?
No. They take after my power, but they retain their personality.
Is there a way I can live forever?
Well...
You could become like me.
Well, you could become a plank.
I don't want to become up like a plank, sorry.
Your shadow is more of a fragment of yourself, technically. It retains your personality, but it's not actually you. It's your shadow.
So it's like an echo.
Pretty much, yes.
My train of thought behind that is I could become like Davy Jones if I was immortal.
Theoretically.
Except just war crimes. With no burying souls, just war crimes.
I mean, the only ways to become immortal is to either become an affront to God or allow death. Have death allow it. That I don't
You become an affront to God.
Alright.
From my understanding, death usually doesn't grant immortality unless it's a punishment.
So I just have to piss him off enough. Gotcha. Actually, no, then he'll
Or
probably
if she thinks you're useful. I know the old death would do that if he thought they were useful enough.
I mean, are you sure you'd want that?
Well, I don't. I'm a demon.
I'm asking Brian. I feel like the price would probably outweigh whatever benefit immortality comes with.
True. Yeah. I don't know. I have a while to think about it.
Well, give it time. You can maybe ask the judge when we see him again.
Yes, yeah. Just gonna randomly ask him, how do I become an affront to God?
God, Brian doesn't even know about the judge really either.
You will. You will.
Brian knows nothing outside of the naval, structure, and that Death is just the leader of the DWMA. That's really all he knows about that whole thing.
He has a lot to learn.
He has a lot to learn. The old Death was quite the character.
Brian is gonna take his whispering medallion out of his pocket and just flip it.
What is that?
It's a coin. Flip.
Interesting.
Yeah. I can use it to communicate with ships.
I have this. He pulls out an arm.
Why the fuck do you have an arm?
I ripped it off of a witch.
Brian's gonna one hand have his coin, the other hold down his possum. Possum eat the hand. Like
Why?
Pokemon.
Why are you still carrying that around?
I'm also carrying this
Yeah,
around.
what do you
He pulls
want
out
me
the
to
grenade.
abandon it? I'm not an evil monster. Jesus.
He pulls out the grenade that Pidge gave him.
I'm not feeding you. I'm not feeding my possum a grenade. Actually, wait. Is the pin still in it?
Yes.
Give me that.
No.
Brian's gonna hold the grenade up to his possum and say, "Can you sniff this? I just want to see if you want to like."
The
Hold this
possum looks at the grenade curiously.
He hands the grenade to Brian. I'm going to expect that back.
The possum sniffs the grenade.
Brian, don't.
Do it. Become my portable grenade bandolier. The grenade bandoliers are already portable. Whatever.
Pridwin says
What's with
Brian
the
don't,
hard-looking
and
apple?
you look up at Pridwin, and you look back down, and the grenade is gone.
Oh shit. He ate it. Brian's gonna look back over at Pridwin. He ate it.
Oh,
Well, that's what you do. You eat apples.
that's not an apple.
That's a weird looking apple. You know, just actually, wait, that's a bad idea. One of the coins might accidentally somehow get stuck in the pin.
Wait,
It's so hard to pull a grenade pin. Never mind.
Mr. Jones, didn't they have black powder bombs back in your time?
Huh?
You know, metal balls full of powder that exploded.
A bomb?
Yes, a
That
black
was-
powder bomb.
Huh. I spent most of my day living at a farm.
I fucking knew you weren't Davy Jones, you little shit. You hear Brian say, quietly.
What?
I mean, you never know. Perhaps Davy Jones was a farmer.
That was
In
a bad
his
idea.
spare time.
Yes, in his spare time of ferrying souls from the overworld to hell. He was a farmer. I too am a farmer in my spare time.
Just out
I'm
of
being
curiosity,
sarcastic,
what are
like
we
that
calling
confusing.
you today? Liam says, looking at you.
Brian Blanchett, destroyer of your mother.
Liam holds up a finger to you, looking at the stick.
Yogg-Sothoth.
Right, okay, that's what I thought. Liam shoves his hands in his pockets again. He's crazy, he says, turning to look at you, Pridwin.
Are you just
Huh.
noticing that? He calls himself Davy fucking Jones.
I mean, insanity does make you stronger.
To be fair, we've had crazier people in our retinue.
Very true.
Am I one of the crazy people? Crazy. That was crazy once.
Oh my God.
A rubber room.
No,
Rubber
no.
I was locked in a room, a rubber room with squirrels.
Pridwin's going to speak very quietly and say, "We're being watched."
You don't say.
He kind of nudges his head over to Lunala, who is very clearly looking at something.
Took you that long to notice? Katya says under her breath.
Well, I mean, to be fair, not all of us are paranoid.
I mean,
Well, we want to go beat the shit out of it? Or is it a friend?
We could beat
Well-
the shit out of it even if it is a friend.
Oh well, probably not. I don't recommend that actually.
Also, how many friendly things do you know? Just watch someone and don't, come be like, oh, hey, guys.
Apollyon thinks back to the many times that has happened.
It's been a lot.
Ryan's just going to look at Apollyon and be like, ain't no way.
It's happened.
What the?
There was the blue-haired girl. I forgot her name.
That is one. That one time.
Well, and then there was... Who else?
Name three.
Name three?
Three.
Well, the blue-haired girl.
Name 3 other songs, Apollyon, come on!
There was the judge. He did that a few times.
That's creepy.
Sort of.
Who the fuck is the judge? Seriously.
That's just the judge, though, Minerva says.
That is true.
Is he literally just, like, the judge, and that is his title? Like, he's just a judge?
Liam shudders and goes, skeleton cowboy.
What?
He destroyed that table many of times.
And it still comes back, Minerva says.
Well.
You guys know a skeleton?
Yes.
Rides a horse.
Ryan is very confused.
Yeah, rides a horse.
Knocks me while playing blackjack.
Yes. I shoved my
How
scythe
would I
in the
know?
horse's poop once.
Wait, you know him?
He mocks me while playing blackjack on weekends.
Oh, I'll let him know that.
Huh.
Just
I feel like
rides the horse next to the...
Anyway, what's the thing watching us? We should probably take care of that.
I mean... Can Pridwin actually see it?
Roll a perception check.
Alright.
Polyon will too.
Can Brian roll a perception check to look where Lunala is looking?
19?
Pridwin's got high enough, so you guys don't have to.
Oh, okay.
There is someone sitting on a tree branch in the distance, and you notice very quickly that there is a weapon centered on... You're not sure who it's aiming at, but there's definitely a weapon pointing directly in you guys' direction. It's not...
just be high. Would you like
It's
to
not that it's like he's about to fire, but you are in sight.
I would appreciate it if you used your words and not bullets.
Or arrows? Could be a crossbow.
We see you. Are you a threat to us or not?
That depends entirely on you.
Well,
I mean,
we're
we're
just
just sitting here.
What?
From what I've seen, I'm not convinced you are allies.
Well, you can be
Depends.
convinced that we're definitely sitting here doing nothing, and you're pointing a weapon at us. So what does that make you?
People are the easiest to kill when they're unaware. That's how
Oh,
this
so you
life
are a
is.
threat to us. Okay, I'm gonna whisper to Brian. We should totally murder him.
Brian, please.
We'll give it a little bit longer.
I said when you're unaware. If I wanted to kill you, I would have done it already. You would have made easy prey.
Right. Well, I don't care about the whole, sizing each other up competition thing. You could at least introduce yourself before you try to kill us.
The figure hops down from the tree branch with a thud and begins moving toward you.
If it's
I
a bear
would
person,
like...
I'll hit it.
Who was here for that? Pridwin, Solon. You two make a memory check.
17?
Solon.
I gotta get my dice. Hold on. I was putting socks on. I got cold.
Gotta put his pockets.
18.
Okay, both of you will remember this. Briefly. You watch as the figure steps forward, and a flash of memory comes over you from a tavern. And the bow that the man is holding suddenly dematerializes and a human stands next to him with glowing pinkish eyes. You saw this man glowering at you in the Tavern of the Akotniki, just before that woman lost it to the beasthood.
Oh, wait. I think Apollyon was there for that.
Okay, but like...
I couldn't remember if Polly was there.
That is awful timing.
Yeah.
I have the
Yeah.
fucking Skyrim combat music. Come on. I froze for a second, like, what's happening?
Epic.
But yeah, Apollyon was there for that. They probably won't recognize him now, though.
Technically, wouldn't it be Astaroth and not Apollyon, since you know she's crazy?
Oh, no. That was before he went crazy.
Ah!
You were the hunters at the hideout.
Let's see. Which one of you got the 19? Did one of you get a 19?
I got an 18.
Solon got an 18, I got a 17.
Oh, okay. Solon, yours is almost close enough. You never met this person. However, you remember the little girl you were talking to in the tavern mentioning something about what you believe to be a Meister and a weapon that was one of the Auk.
Yeah, I remember when we were explaining to her what we were, that we were like weapons and Meisters. She said that they had a weapon Meister pair that was there, but they were like the only one.
Mm-hmm. Because the rest of them just used crossbows with silver bolts, which they told you also only work some of the time. Right? Yes, correct.
So, what's the deal here?
The deal is Kavia's getting impatient. We thought we had some sort of accord. You would give us information when you learned it, and yet I've had reports of you in multiple cities and nothing.
Oh, so you're a stalker. You're fucking mean.
I would cool down there, Brian.
We have, if I recall correctly, the original agreement was we were to hunt down a beast. We haven't had much of an opportunity to get in contact with you again. But we did complete that original contract. Pridwin will produce the talon of the monster that we killed all the way back.
And our member that was with you?
We lost her.
She got separated from us.
What do you mean you lost her? The woman says. She's actually taller than the man, and the man's a good, like, 6'5", 6'6". And she's almost a foot taller than him. She kind of is lanky, and there's a certain presence about her that is eerily powerful and taunting all the same.
We had no choice.
We had to travel, and she chose to stay behind. We don't know where she is. We don't know what she's doing. Unfortunately, we don't even know if she's alright.
So you didn't protect her?
I do not recall that being a part of the contract.
It's not a matter of contracts, the man says. If you were an ally, you would have done what you could to protect one of your own.
I did what I could. She did not want to go with us. I did my best to heal her after...
After what?
Someone's gonna push right towards the front of the group. She opened up a portal and used all of her energy.
She did what?
I feel like that was the bad option.
You're telling me she operated a route transport? How far did you go?
That's a good question.
We crossed from somewhere within the center of... hang on, I have to look at names.
Let's show them on the map.
Yeah.
Roughly from this area to here.
Somewhere from the... within Volkov territory to Sokolov territory.
The woman glances away. Have you any useful information you'd care to share with us? Do it now. Otherwise, I have nothing good to report back to Kavya.
We have a way of breaking the curse.
You see Lunala give you a look of warning immediately. Katya does the same thing.
Brian's gonna walk over to Apollo and be like, things get a little tense. Should I prepare for combat? This seems like something that would happen right before we get into a fight.
I just say stay on edge for now.
Correction. We have a theory regarding it. However...
You hear a single word through your inner link. Don't. You're not sure which one of the women it came from.
However, that's all that we have at the moment.
Really? That's all you're gonna give me? A possible theory on how to break the curse.
Better than nothing.
No, actually, it's not.
Very well.
You've been in the capitals of our enemies. Casually. There's no way you've gotten out of there without any information. Furthermore, I have news of you being seen with those awful bird bastards. I'll have you know that they attacked us without warning during one of our hunting parties.
Apollyon goes up next to Pridwin and he says, I actually quite like the bird people. What do we do here?
2 of us are dead. They took a 3rd captive. I have no idea where Victor is.
Brian's gonna say to his inner link to Amani and be like, man, the stick would get along with these people. He doesn't like the bird people either.
Not the time, Brian. You hear Amani say through your link.
I know.
Unfortunately, this is an extremely delicate situation for all of us.
Doesn't seem very delicate to me. It seems like you're playing favorites.
You think we're siding with them?
Yeah, I do. I never liked your type showing up. I didn't want you in the embrace, and I don't think you should have been there to begin with, and now it seems I was right. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna tell Kavya exactly what I thought to begin with.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think it would be wise for us to interact hostilely with every single group in this region? We ran into them, and in the best interest of us not being either slaughtered or captured, we decided to behave amicably with them. We got information that we needed from them to continue our mission, and then we left. We have done the same with you, and we have done the same with every other group we have run into.
Really? Yeah. I've heard tell that a great tragedy has befallen Lagovo. You wouldn't have had anything to do with that, would you?
So now you're trying to pin a tragedy on us after suggesting that we were working with the beasts.
Not at all. I think it was fantastic work if you're responsible. I can't imagine how many lives were lost. Certainly cut into their numbers quite a bit. I don't foresee Medvedev being a problem for the foreseeable future.
Brian's just gonna mutter under his breath, Oh, he's fucking crazy. God.
Yeah, I think this guy's a psychopath.
You just find me
That was the woman speaking, by the way.
Oh, I think she's a psychopath.
Yeah, I think so too.
Indeed.
Also, weren't you just by Kidwin? He's all the way over there.
Hey, I think we should give them the stick to take back too.
Yeah, you know what? You guys would be. We have a parting.
No!
You have a bird-hating stick. Here you go.
Katya hugs the stick.
Katya.
Brian's gonna walk over to Katya and be like, "It'll be funny. It'll curse them."
I will hit you with the stick.
Please don't. I don't want to see lava on the floor again and get burnt.
Then don't touch it, she says, holding the stick to her chest angrily.
You could just like tap them with it and maybe curse them. I don't know how it works. You know.
I'm on board with this, actually.
Demon and squirrel.
Look, our current objective is to deal with the curse. And with the disease that is causing it to spread. In that, I believe that we are both agreed that it would be beneficial for everyone if both of those things were dealt with. If you do not wish to keep us as allies, I would hope at the very least that you would not make us enemies.
There must be a peaceful way of handling this situation.
Peaceful. I don't foresee anything peaceful about this.
Man. It's not gonna say anything. It's not gonna say.
Our pact is to kill beasts. Any and all. Regardless of the situation.
Brian's gonna say to Apollyon, "You guys were aligned with bear racists once?"
I honestly wasn't sure it would be this bad.
Can you please be quiet?
I was whispering.
May I ask why? Now, it may seem incredibly obvious for you, but we have been here for a few weeks at best.
And we have been here centuries.
So you can explain it to me.
There's nothing to explain. The beasts are a blight on this land. They are awful. They kill without thought. Their clans fight each other relentlessly.
I think you understand very little about what's actually going on here, despite your time.
You're making a very vast overgeneralization. Yes, there are most certainly a great many problems. The warfare here is devastating. But I have seen beasts that are much like humans, both in their capacity for intelligence and also in the fact that they do not want any of this. Do not mix up your problem with a group, a faction, with your problem with an entire species. My family made that mistake once, and it was devastating.
You really think I care what you think?
Probably not.
This is how it is. You haven't lost the number of people that we have. You haven't been in the cave. You haven't sat there and chiseled out every single name of everyone you have ever loved or known. Ak don't survive long in this world, and it is because of them. There is nothing you can say that will ever change that for me.
Then you're a fool.
A grave one.
Really annoying one.
We have no business with you.
Indeed. You have no business with any of us. And I would advise you to steer clear. He turns his back, holding his hand out, and the woman, giving you a grave, sad look, manifests into his hand, and he begins to walk away.
When you're staring down an innocent person, a person who you swore to kill, maybe you'll finally understand that this is a vicious cycle.
Don't need to. Why give myself a reason to hesitate?
Because it's the only way anything's going to change.
And you assume that I want that. He's gonna walk out of earshot.
Honestly, I quite like the bird people. I'm kind of on their side.
Yeah, me too.
Considering the fact they were willing to take prisoners, whereas these people are
racist,
applauding us for effectively causing a massive natural disaster.
That too.
I think that our allegiances are quite clear here.
Indeed.
Don't forget, the lady's borderline psychotic.
Don't forget,
nonetheless,
foreigners in this land. You don't understand their position.
Oh no, I understand. They've been subject to tragedy and hardship for centuries. All at the hands of a group that's very obviously separate from their own. I can only imagine what some people have done to them. And considering the fact that the Sokolovs did attack them, and I'm sure that there's been many tragedies in the past, I can understand why they are the way they are. But that doesn't change the fact that it is so. I think if we encounter them again, and if they try to fight us, we should subdue them rather than kill them.
I agree, but I think that should be our second option. Obviously.
Precisely.
Yeah, so didn't you want to ally with them in the first place? Liam says, eyeing Solon.
Yes, well, I can't say that I'm not guilty of the same misunderstanding that they seem to have.
It's very easy. Finding something to hate is very easy. Understanding the nuances is incredibly difficult. Everyone makes that mistake.
It's not hate at this point, it's culture. You must understand.
You back?
Oh,
there we go.
Jesus. That was fucking weird.
Probably just bugged out for a minute.
Just minding my business, and then everybody just stopped talking, and I was like, okay.
Who was talking and where were they?
You said something about culture. That was the last thing I heard.
Okay. I'll try and reiterate. It's centuries upon centuries of just culture and ingrained tension and infighting between these two groups of the humans and the beasts.
I get it. It's the same thing that, the DWMA has with witches and demons, and for good reason in a lot of instances. I don't blame him. But at the same time, I also know what I saw.
Yes, we can't allow it to continue, even if it is understandable.
Yes, well, maybe let us focus on. Let us make our main priority clearing this curse, and maybe something will come of that.
Yes.
I think regardless, we're probably going to have to choose sides, Minerva adds. I think it's to that point where we need to be very conscientious about this and consider what the best option is.
The hardest thing about these sorts of challenges is that you always have to make difficult choices.
Realistically, I believe, on the subject, if we sided with the Ark, we would be effectively wiping out most, if not all, of them. And then, once we depart, they would likely continue on that path. I feel
every beast that they can find.
Precisely. However, I feel, at least with our interactions with them so far, that we could probably convince at least Sokolov to be more merciful.
Well, I suppose we should get on that.
We're going to need to be vigilant as well. They've clearly been watching us.
Well, this is their territory, Lunala adds. Don't you remember them saying that they occupied the killing grounds because it was where beasts couldn't go? The sane ones, anyways.
Indeed. For now, as long as they believe that we're a neutral party, they should not try to murder us, but...
I don't know. They seem to not like anyone who was affiliated in any sort of way with the beast.
They didn't like us before. That's nothing new. That attitude is not new to us. But avoiding conflict with them, be advised.
Yes, so long as we can keep parting without them trying to kill us, it'll be better for everyone.
Also, random side note. You wanna know what I should have used when I freaking stepped in lava?
Huh.
Should have done that. God darn it.
Rev up those fries!
Gotta touch the stick again, damn it. I'm touching that fucking thing again.
So you guys are settled around the campfire. Is there anything you'd like to do for this rest?
Apollyon will
perception check.
Just chill out.
Your perception checking what?
Third option.
To see if they're even still around, if there's anyone like them around.
Roll.
The curse of the single-digit rolls continues.
What did you...
Nice. 6.
With a 6, here's what you notice. There's the rumblings of a massive fight between some of the beast creatures of the Beastlands, but you can't tell how far away it is.
Apollyon is on the edge of his seat.
Well, let's just hope that doesn't come towards us.
Blood. Kill.
Okay, Apollyon, chill out.
It's just Astaroth in the back of your head.
I think I'd rather just have him threaten to steal my shadow than blood kill it again.
Hey bro, what do you want to eat? The souls of the innocent.
Okay, well, I was going to the kitchen and I was going to get a bagel, so...
I want the flesh of my victims.
Oh, not again. Can I smack him and be like, Astaroth? No, bad. Like a puppy. Bad.
Pridwin just spray bottles Apollyon. No, we talked about this.
That's for Wednesdays. It is Tuesday.
Murder.
No. That's Friday. No, that's Monday. Murder Monday.
Yeah.
So you guys take a rest and the beasts continue to fight. You wake the next morning. The rumblings have stopped for the time being, but you still hear large creatures in the distance going about their lives.
We're probably going to want to try to be stealthy.
Sounds like a plan.
So long as we're along the border, we shouldn't have too many problems, but still.
Let's get to moving.
You guys pack up your camp and start out again. You continue walking, guided by Solon, and you finally find yourselves on what you believe to be the edge of the Beastlands. Or the Killing Grounds, not the Beastlands. I gotta pull up my map.
If the map is correct, this should be the edge of Sokolov territory.
Time for the bird people.
Yeah, so you guys have made your way, and you've entered a very mountainous region. There's definitely a lot of snow. It's getting colder. Some of the party is having a lot more trouble keeping up than others. Just as you're looking for a place to make camp, you manage to find very close to a drop-off, a small... It's barely what you can call a cave. It's only a little indention on this kind of shelf above the drop-off, but it comes out on either side enough that you guys could settle there and be saved from the wind for the most part.
Brian's gonna head over to that place.
This looks like
Get
an
out.
acceptable place to set camp.
You guys make a small fire here, feeling a lot safer, a lot more protected from the horrors of the Killing Grounds. And you begin to settle in for another night. Some of you have lost count of the days at this point of how long you've been traveling to get out of the Killing Grounds.
Man, have I ever said how much I hate the cold? I don't have to deal with this shit as a pirate. I am not good with this.
The ocean is very cold, are you sure?
I mean, where I usually am, it's warm. Or at least mid-60s.
It's pretty cold.
Not really.
Yeah, but this is like negative degrees, Minerva says, like coiling tighter in her armor.
Doesn't bother me. But...
Okay, well,
you're a demon.
Demon.
Doesn't bother me.
Okay, well,
Are you
you're
a demon
just
too,
Russian, so...
I forgot.
you're close enough. You're Russian.
What it's like.
You guys would not like the abyss.
Oh, what is it? Super cold there?
Actually, Lunala,
I really think I wouldn't.
Really?
Yeah, who would have guessed? No one would like hell. That's crazy.
Remember when Astaroth sort of pulled open that giant portal and sucked you in? Yeah, that was...
yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't my favorite place to be, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
And if I remove my weapon form, would I feel the wind at all? I don't.
You don't. In weapon form, it's not so bad for you.
Okay, I'm gonna just go into weapon form and just sit in my holster and be like,
yeah, Imani puts you back in your holster. You guys are sitting around the fire for another night. Roll me a perception check.
Was there gonna be a Sokolov person spying on us now? I got more than a fucking 10, 9. I gotta... Hold on, I'll just take it.
19.
I got 20.
Oh!
Down.
Solon.
Holy shit.
You hear something in the distance. You hear it's almost a knocking, a tapping sound. But it has a pattern to it.
Oh god, Morse code.
It's in the distance.
Anyone else hear that tapping?
Tapping?
Does Brian with the 16 hear that?
No. None of you hear it.
I
hear the
don't.
squirrels.
Nope, no tapping. Well, are we talking like tap dancing tapping or like knock tapping? You know?
You don't hear any tapping, Amani says to you.
Oh yeah, I don't hear anything with sword.
Should we investigate?
I will add, it has started snowing outside of your little encampment.
Nope. No,
I can handle the cold if somebody else can join me.
As
I can produce light.
Rapping on the chamber door.
Brian's gonna ask Amani, are you going with them?
Here.
Hello.
Pridwin's going to turn on his light.
Eyeballs just.
Looks like Amani's not going. Very well.
Oh shit, I'll be right
Let's
back.
go investigate.
So who else going?
Pollyanna,
Pridwin will, with his light on.
I'm the only one hearing it, so I have to go.
Yeah. So the three of you walk out and immediately find yourselves in shin-deep snow.
That is a lot more snow than I was expecting.
Welcome to Russia.
Yep.
Huh. Can Pridwin see where the snow's coming, or the knocking's coming from?
You don't hear it.
Huh. Solon, do you still hear it?
Yes.
Can you point us in the direction?
That general direction, but it's hard to say. It's being carried by the wind.
Polyon follows his finger.
Pridwin will also move in that direction.
You begin to make your way along the edge, and you realize that the precarious drop-off is on your right, and the ledge just seems to be getting narrower and narrower.
This is a problem.
Polyon will transform into a cat to make it easier for him to walk.
You transform into a cat, and roll me a dex check, actually.
Alright, that is a... What's my dex? 23.
You, for just a minute, think you were going to fall straight through the snow, and then you manage to balance yourself atop it.
Alright. Light feet.
You come to the edge, very similarly to that GIF actually, where it kind of rounds over, and it's really small and precarious, and you're trudging through snow. You can't see the shelf that you guys came from anymore. In fact, the snow seems to be covering your footprints behind you.
Pridwin is going to try and set out a line in the snow using gauze.
You try to trail some gauze into the snow. It is also white. And as you lay it out,
But he is holding on to it, so he can kind of follow along with it.
you're holding it. It's getting buried as you guys continue. But it's there.
Are we getting any closer?
Not sure. How far, Solon?
It seems louder now, Solon.
We're getting there. Just keep going, I guess.
All right.
You begin to round the corner and you get to a point on your path where it looks like you're going to have to scale upwards along the rock face to try and get to another ledge or flatter area.
Wonderful. Pridwin's going to try and start climbing up.
Mm-hmm.
You try to climb and you realize your handholds are all covered in snow. They are slippery.
I mean, Pridwin's got claws on his gauntlets. He's just going to try and dig in.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me
Strength?
yeah.
Hold on. Gotta grab cheat.
Oh wait, you said strength. I have to add that. Pull it up.
That is going to be a soft 30.
Okay. So you're managing to keep a hold of this thanks to the claws. Without them, you're sure you would have dropped by now.
Yeah, he's just straight up sinking his claws into the stone. He will help up anyone who needs help climbing.
All right.
Apollyon, I'm just imagining, is like riding on Bridwin's shoulder.
Yes.
Faster,
riding on top of
peasant.
his hat.
Yeah.
Solon, is that a soft 20? Okay. You are having a really bad time. In fact, you're starting to wonder if maybe your mechanical arm needs tuned.
Pridwin will offer to carry you.
How far? Like, how far do I make it up?
You get like 10 feet off the ground. The wind is battering you. There's snow piling into your hair and onto your shoulders. Your mechanical arm just doesn't seem to want to cooperate with you.
Yeah, my arm's not working too well. I think if I continue, something's gonna have to happen to get me up there.
Here, I can carry you. It's not that big of a problem.
You grab him and continue to climb your way, Solon clinging to you, Apollyon sitting on your shoulder. And you go to clamber. You're maybe 5 feet away from the edge, and something moves above you. The tapping stops.
Hello?
Let's see. Apollyon, you would be the one best to see this in y'all's position.
Okay.
A figure has poked its head over the edge and is looking at you. I have to find a picture of it. Hold on.
He looks at it curiously.
It looks at you curiously. This thing. You see the top half of its face.
Oh god.
It's the fridge thing. We've seen him before. What's his name? Shit.
Shit. I remember him.
What the hell is that thing?
You have seen him before.
I remember him solely because of the fucking fridge.
Yeah, hold on. I have the fridge image. Wait, I'll re-upload the fridge picture.
Where?
There you go.
Yeah, the fridge image.
At 2 a.m. looking for me. Looking at Asbury.
Oh my god.
It looks at you. You can see like the top half of its face, and it tilts its head.
Fight!
It's you.
Do you
Apollyon
Do you
turns
know
into a
who's up
bird
there,
and flies up to
Apollyon?
him. Can Apollyon turn into a bird and fly up to him?
Can you turn into a bird?
Could he? I feel like small wildlife.
Probably.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he just get blown away because of?
You would have a hell of a time flying. I mean, you're only about 5 feet away, so you could probably hop your way up there.
Oh yeah, he's gonna hop his way up.
You kind of clamber off of Pridwin and make your way up mountain goat-esque style until you clamber over the edge. And you see this friggin' thing in all of its glory, standing there, looking at you.
Back into Apollyon and he says, "Friend."
It takes a step back and kind of tilts its head in multiple directions, very bird-like.
Guys, it's Friend. It's okay.
Is that his name? His friend?
I don't remember his name, to be honest, but it's Friend.
Who?
The big blue bird from the fridge.
The fridge.
Remember the big blue bird?
Oh. What is it doing all the way out here?
Good question. I'll ask him.
You
Hey, can you
clamber
talk?
your way up the rest of the 5 feet while Apollyon is having this conversation, by the way. Solon, you're the first one to get up over the edge, and you also see it.
What are you doing?
It tilts its head multiple times, observing all three of you, Pridwin making his way over the ledge last. And then it turns around and walks away from you.
Wait, where are you going?
It walks over to a very large, what used to be a massive tree that has long since died. It appears to be hollowed out. And he starts pecking the side of it. And you hear a loud ring, the rhythmic tapping, ringing out. And it seems to pierce through the air. The tapping continues.
What on earth is happening?
Looks like he has a job to do.
What is his name? Like, is it just... How do you pronounce it?
His name is Fredo.
Fredo. Okay.
Fredo.
He just keeps tapping.
I guess we can just let him do his thing.
I mean, I kind of would like to know why he's doing this.
He taps twice, turns and looks at you curiously, observes you, goes back to tapping. Stops a minute later, looks at you, goes back to tapping again.
Apollyon will turn into a bird and join him.
You turn into a bird and walk over and start tapping. He looks at you with the large doofy eyes and watches you for a minute.
Why are you doing this?
You hear a yawn from somewhere behind you guys.
He looks back.
There's a little divot in the stone, and there's a soft... you almost couldn't perceive it at first, but there's a little glow coming from it.
Hello?
Fredo, why... Are you almost done? I'm ready to go back. You see a figure emerge from the cave. Another one that you recognize. I gotta find her too.
Is it Solon's love interest?
It is not.
Not yet.
It is this girl.
Oh, her.
Oh.
Apollyon transforms back to normal.
Hello?
Oh. What?
Gonna be honest, it's a bird.
What are you guys doing here? You can see the distinctive feathers around her arms.
We heard tapping, and then we came up here.
I don't remember her, actually.
Yeah, that's It's Fredo. Sorry about him. He has his routine.
What are you guys doing out here exactly?
I'm making sure he doesn't freeze to death. He is... She rubs the bridge of her nose. Signaling.
Signaling.
For what?
For the bird that he likes.
Oh.
There's a bird that he likes.
This is what happens when
I turned to Apollyon. What did you do?
Sokolov falls in love with
What
an
did I do?
actual bird. They become more bird than human.
Oh.
And
What you're
so
doing?
he kind
I
of really
know.
takes after his dad.
Oh.
I am many things, Solon, but no.
Bestiality is where I cross the line.
Bestiality and necrophilia are where I cross the line.
Men, women, that's fine, but
That's fine. I'm sorry, he just does this. How did you guys get here exactly?
We
walk.
walked.
I have feet.
She grimaces. Gross.
Well, I can fly too, technically. But I don't do that often.
There are no large bodies of water for me to swim through.
Right. I guess, like, maybe I should let somebody know you're here.
That
That
would be great.
That would be awesome. There's more down below.
Just try and make sure that he doesn't, She looks Fredo up and down. Die.
I'll make sure.
She
She puts a
turns
thumbs
away
up.
from you and stretches her arms out, and a pair of beautiful gray-white wings spread from her back. I'll be back. And she lights, and the storm winds buffet her quite a bit, but she manages to make her way up higher and disappear into the storm clouds. Fredo looks at all of you, and then starts tapping again.
You got this, buddy.
Pridwin's going to try to communicate with the others that are back at the cave through his link. We found a couple of people from Sokolov. We're all right. One of them just went to go notify everyone else.
Oh, good. You hear Liam say through your link. Alright, well, the ledge is nice and toasty now thanks to the fire, so...
We'll, hopefully see you soon.
So yeah, you guys are standing on the ledge. The storm winds are awful. What do you guys want to do?
I need a nice bench to sleep in.
A bench.
I always slept on benches.
Why?
On and in are very two separate words.
That is correct.
True. I'll consider that.
I heard someone say the cave is warm now. Since the cave is warm, Brian's going to be back in his person form. And he's going to be exploring the cave.
It's not very big. I mean, you can see the back of it from where you're standing by the fire. Like I said, it's just enough to kind of block the wind on both sides.
No giant goose this time. Good.
No giant goose this time, so far.
No goose so far. It's just going to be a regular sized goose. Swear to God, if I see a goose person, I'm going to fucking load. Just...
So, what do you guys do?
Apollon's just gonna sit down and wait.
You just sitting on the edge of the...
Yeah.
Fredo walks over and looks at you curiously, tilting his head in multiple directions. And then he turns to Pridwin and he pecks Pridwin's helmet.
Ow.
You're an object that makes more sound.
He listens to the ring that your helmet makes, and then he starts tapping on your helmet. Loudly.
Oh, this is unpleasant.
You're his mating pole.
Do not use that language with me.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome and horrible all at the same time.
Solon, you're
No.
so quick to judge me, but you're the one who also likes a bird girl.
Bird is the word, so I mean.
Oh my god. So yeah, are you guys staying on the
Bird is
shelf,
the
or are
word.
you guys going back down to the rest of the party?
Pridwin's going to stay here because we were supposed to watch.
Yeah.
Actually, hang on.
Yeah.
He's
I'm gonna check out that cave that Magpie came out of.
yeah. Pridwin's gonna stay here because Magpie only knows where we are currently.
You walk towards where Magpie came out of. It is a little divot, much like the ones you guys are in, except this one has many candles. Many of them have burned down. You can tell that people come down here often. And there's different things set apart, like there's shelves that have been built down here in this makeshift cave. There's a whole comfy pallet. There's a reading nook. There's a crafting table down here. There's stuff with different people's handwriting on it. You can tell that a lot of people have spent a decent amount of time in this little cave.
The bungalow.
So, yeah.
Banana phone.
I think we just chill here and make sure that Fredo doesn't die.
Fredo is very interested in Pridwin's helmet and keeps tapping on it.
Pridwin's just sitting cross-legged, trying to ignore the tapping.
It is very loud.
For some reason, I just imagine it being like a bell at the top of a tower, just ding.
Yeah, you
ding.
guys actually back on the shelf can hear a metallic ringing.
Why do Brian's gonna be like, is something hitting? What the fuck would be metal up there? No-
It sounds like a bell.
Is something hitting Pridwin?
It's like the whole group down on the shelf just slowly turns to look in the direction you guys left.
I mean, it has to be. What else would be metal up there? Right? Like I'm not going crazy, right?
Finally, after suffering for what feels like hours, and may well have been hours, you hear a fluttering of multiple wings. Magpie lands, and two figures land next to her. They straighten, their wings retracting back against their backs, and turn. You recognize Gillesse almost immediately. He straightens, his regal air always present with him. You also see a stern land next to him. I'll give you a picture of him. You guys will remember him. All three of them have landed. Fredo has sat down next to Pridwin and is still pecking the metal.
It's on the wrong channel, by the way, if you care.
Oh, it switched me. That's awkward. Okay, well, anyway, that's who it is.
Yeah. Our saviors have finally arrived.
Good evening.
Apollyon has become the mating pole.
What exactly? You say that, and Astern just stops, nods. Never mind. this isn't all of you.
There's more
No.
below.
There's more down the mountain.
Oh, thank
They
God.
decided to stay in the cave.
We took camp in a cave down the way.
You had me worried for a minute, Gillette says. Well, take us there. We have things to discuss.
Very well. Pridwin's going to get up, presumably still being poked. And he will commune through the inner link and say, "We're headed back. We've got some friends coming along."
You're
they
being
rather
pestered,
fly?
and Magpie grabs Fredo and kind of just turns him around and walks him back to the tree. And Fredo starts pecking the tree again.
Oh, I can hear myself think again.
The ringing is still in your ears.
I was gonna say, I didn't know if you would be able to because of the ringing.
It's bad, but not too bad. Anyways.
Gillesse follows you guys back.
Yeah, Pridwin will follow the line back down to the cave.
Estern kind of waves at you and then wraps a wing around Magpie and gets her back to the cave. You hear the distant ringing of the tree log in the distance as you guys finally make it back down to the shelf where everybody else is.
And here we are.
Gillesse pulls his hood down and shakes the snow from his hair.
Pridwin will dust snow off of his helmet.
And the entire group is peering at you, Pridwin, squinting.
What?
Nobody says anything. They're all just squinting at you.
Apollyon whispers to the rest of the party. He was used as a mating pole.
Oh God.
The squinting gets worse.
Why is everyone looking at me like that?
No reason. No reason at all.
Okay.
Gillesse seats himself by the fire with the rest of a good portion of you that are seated around the large campfire. Have you learned anything?
A great deal, really.
I'm assuming things went well because of... He gestures to Apollyon. This?
Yes, I am alive again.
Good.
Things went as well as they could have.
Great.
So, I suppose I should start by asking what you would like to know, because there's a lot of information.
Well, when we last spoke, you said that you thought you knew how to stop this. And you mentioned it involved all of the curse bearers.
Yes. You're not going to like this. The curse, as it is said, was, you two will know what it is like to be hunted as beasts.
Gillesse, he does a good job of keeping a straight face, but you can just tell he's not exactly pleased with this news. I understand.
We need to get all the fragments. All of the curse bearers have them, and there's only one way to extract them.
I fear that taking this news back would cause a great amount of distress at the forum.
I mean, I can understand why. I'm very sorry that we can't find any other way, but this is... Curses like this are virtually impossible to break.
I will not help you hurt Anessa. But what I can do is what I said I would do. And that is provide you a possible opportunity where some of the curse bearers may all be in the same room at the same time.
And
then what? Then what?
yeah, so what are you hoping that we would do given that opportunity?
Well,
Like, I'm all for causing chaos and shit, but I don't think murdering a bunch of people's leaders is a bad or is a good idea.
that's coming from the guy who said he wanted to burn everything with fire, Liam says, looking at you.
Okay, but that would only make an enemy of a couple people, not multiple nations.
Okay.
I have a point. Admit it. I have a point. Also, yes, that was a poor choice of words.
I would prefer if we weren't to use violence as our only option. I understand that there's only one real way to deal with this curse, but
Do you have a better suggestion?
I mean, if the leaders of these nations want to do what is best for the people, presented that option, I think some might be willing. Unfortunately, most likely won't be. But it doesn't sit right with me simply going for taking by force immediately.
Agreed upon.
It frankly doesn't sit right, and none of this sits right with me, but unfortunately, Anessa and all of the others have the fragments, and I mean, I still don't understand how they work, but I sincerely doubt there's a way to remove them surgically without the worst happening.
Do you have some sort of proposition then?
I don't know. Perhaps if we get this meeting, we can present the options to the others and go from there.
Probably should talk to Kieran. I'm sure he would be wanted to present this information from us as well.
Again, I'm not sure that would be wise. Taking this information to the leaders of our group might pin you as a threat. And I would like to avoid that for the time being because I see potential in this allyship that we have.
So you think that if we presented the information to them, they would
I think
rather...
some of them would react very hostilely to the idea of any harm coming to Anessa.
Understandable.
Even in her current state, she is still our eldest. She
Yes.
was the first.
But this information comes from her father.
And that makes it all the worse, because that means it's probably true. This is the first progress we have had in centuries. It's the first information. This is the first time anyone has come back from Dom Oknosti.
No thanks to Brian. Taking a fight with a dragon.
What else did you want me to do? It was right there and very fightable.
Unfortunately, this is a very delicate situation.
I'm not sure what to do, if I'm being honest.
I would
promised you information, and I'll give it. You can do with it what you please.
My concern is, I sincerely doubt we'd be able to win a fight with all of the leaders, all of the shard bearers all at once if we were to attempt to do that.
And I'm not saying that I think you should. However, this meeting of the minds, so to speak, it is the one time that all of the clans send representatives, and often many of the leaders or the curse bearers attend. It would be an opportunity for you to speak with them and, he pauses for a moment, challenge a few of them.
We could try to win them over, or at least...
Asking someone to lay down and die, that's not going to happen, but many of these leaders are headstrong. If you pose an interesting challenge to them, a fair fight, they would be interested.
You think we should challenge them to duels?
It's simply a suggestion. I mean, if you would like to take on entire countries in your wake, by all means.
I mean, I suppose that would be the best way to acquire the shards, but...
Taking on countries or talking to them?
Even still, we need every shard.
I think we should get the backing of someone each clan trusts. Or at least respects.
And this would be the opportunity to do it. Every clan has to send representatives. It's required. It was part of the deal we made when the houses first separated and the lands were divvied up. Now it's become something of an event, if you will.
We can gain their support. We should be able to convince at least some of the houses.
Build allies, figure out what our next steps are.
And
the only problem...
I will add that this new infection sweeping its way through our holds, it is of added concern. The beast curse was one thing, but whatever this is, changing our subjects that were once unaffected into crazed beasts, it's different. Some of them may be willing to help.
It's a threat to everything and everyone.
We'll need as much support as we can get.
Right. Then I suppose you'll want to know about the offering.
Yes.
offering.
Right. So, every 5 years or so, there's a great gathering of all of the clans. It takes place at Castle Volkov. Solon, you are familiar with this event, if only briefly. Do you remember, or have in your notes, any idea what I'm talking about?
I get a hint.
Roll memory check.
I know what the offering is.
Let's spit it out, brother.
Is it people?
Um, I'm trying to remember if Pridwin knows.
You saw the paper for it. I've been trying to actually find the actual copy. I don't know if I put it into documents or not. 'Cause
Right,
you guys
yeah. I mean,
found an actual thing.
if Pridwin knows, then I'll just drop the information. I'm just trying to remember if I got the. I don't want a metagame. But yeah, Pridwin will speak up and say, the gathering, you always get people from the other side of the border to strengthen your numbers. To keep the bloodline from stagnating.
Sorry, I was trying to find the thing. I guess I don't have it. Yeah, anyway, you guys saw the post that was on the edge of the Beastlands announcing that a new one would be held. Jaless nods to you. Yes. It's a great ball that is held. And young members of each clan attend in hopes to find a mate for themselves outside of the bloodline, often.
Brian's just gonna whisper to Apollyon. That sounds incredibly weird. When is this?
Not human culture. Human culture is weird to these people, so don't worry about it.
Makes sense.
I think that's our best option to get in touch with the rest of the clans on a quick, short notice. We
I
will
agree.
travel by foot to each one individually.
Agreed.
The issue with this is that you, of course, will be in Volkov territory. And that is a extremely dangerous place to be. See,
Dangerous about it.
the offering hasn't taken place for several cycles now, due to recent events with House Volkov. The fact that it was announced just recently has been of some alarm to some of the other holds. There's no way that they would miss sending representatives to this. But it could be as much of a trap for you as it might be beneficial. If the current rules still apply, So long as you are an offering, no harm will come to you until the end of the night.
Until the end of the night.
See, offerings are showered with gifts and attention by those in attendance. Of course, this comes to no surprise, considering they're trying to win the favor of these offerings. Often there's dancing, duels, and trickery among the youngsters, and at the end of the night, the youth is asked to join the most successful heir for a walk in the garden. And the heir will present them with an option: join the family as their partner, or leave and suffer the consequences. You see his fingers brush over the ring on his finger. You remember a flash of the long, flaxen-haired woman that you met, a very human one, when you guys were in the forum. One that was very protective of Gillesse.
Considering some of us are already taken, what are the consequences of refusing?
It turns into a hunt. In the middle of the night, when the moon is at its highest point, and the question has been asked if the target refuses, well, the hunt begins. The target of the hunt is a choice creature. Either one provided during the hunt, some creature that has lost itself, a beast of the lands, or the youth that has run. And whoever is successful in bringing down the prey brings honor and respect to their house for the next 5 years.
I won't be selected if I'm well over 1,000 years old, right?
Well, multiple offerings can be presented, and it's kind of unheard of for somebody not to accept. I mean, the last one to refuse one of the offers was not during my time, I can assure you. People are fearful, but they're also wise. Someone who accepts one of these offers is elevated to the status of a royal. People from all over Russia often bring their young, their family members to present them as offerings to try and get them in because they know they will be protected and taken care of by one of the houses. Before the beast curse, the one that's rifling through people and turning them against their will, being one of us was an honor.
I see.
And don't think that these offerings are unwilling in their decisions to join. While there have been some over the centuries, most of them are eager at a chance to become one of us.
Do I have any fear of being one of the selected?
Do any of us have any fear about being one of the selected?
I don't know if I would say fear, Liam says, eyeing Solon out of the corner of his eye.
I'm so confused. Is there something I should know about that?
You know, I'm pretty sure she's of age for this kind of thing, right? Gillesse, how old is Akara? Gillesse peers over at Liam.
All right, what is happening? Who is it calling?
He glances towards Solon and glances back to Liam. Of age, he says, and there's this kind of playful twinkle in his eyes.
I'm so confused.
Let's just say that Solon likes one of the bird girls.
Right.
How would that even work anatomically?
Well, she looks mostly human.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Brian's just gonna suddenly give Solon a thumbs up. Just, boy.
I mean, I'm not one to judge.
This is true. But I mean, personally, I wouldn't do a bird. That'd be weird.
She would be there.
As long as we don't all have to be offerings.
It's not unheard of to have multiple offerings. Just know that any offering that is refused is fair game at the end of the night.
What if I look like one of you guys?
Gotcha.
What did you say?
Me? I said, so hunted. Gotcha.
Yeah. Apollyon, what did you say?
What if I looked like one of you guys?
You would probably blend in. A lot of the youths that attend these aren't widely known amongst the houses. Some are. Some have made names for themselves that make waves and travel through different people, but a lot of them are not widely known to the other holds. It would not be unheard of that people are there that they don't know. Should you behave yourselves and blend in, I think you would be able to manage.
So, theoretically, if I had a willing subject of your people, I could theoretically look like them.
Are you talking about stealing one of their shadows?
Yes.
Jules is squinting at you uneasily.
Oh dear.
Don't worry about it.
I have the ability to shapeshift into things that I have stolen the shadow from.
I don't like the
It's
sound
not so much stealing if it's giving.
Yeah, if it's willing.
Look, you can present yourselves as part of our entourage.
What if I just look like a really big bird? Is there any big bird monsters?
Me and Minerva should probably hide our crests as well.
That would be wise. There's a kind of strange look distant in his eyes when you say this.
Oh, wait. What were we saying?
I still don't know the history, but I know it's not good.
I fear that if people were to know that rhizostomas were in attendance, there would be blood.
Yeah, let's not have that happen.
Yeah, let's not turn this into a...
In fact, I would recommend that you ditch your armor for the evening. It is recognizable.
All of it, not just the regalia.
I said what I said. It's a ball. If you show up in full plate armor, people are going to suspect something.
Don't people take guards in their attendance?
Just take off your armor.
I am not stripping it.
Just take off your... Just
Take it off. Take it off.
Yeah.
I need to see what Lunala sees in you.
I don't think
You've seen what Lunala sees in him. You watch through the window.
That's right.
Sorry,
You've literally seen the two of them together.
Never mind. I've already seen everything I needed to see. I just remembered.
You what? Apollyon, we will have words.
Maybe. Anyway.
You guys are awesome.
What do you expect when you sleep together in a dorm? Katya says under her breath.
Katya!
What? It's not subtle. Lunala is just a dark shade of blue with her head in her hands.
My privacy is very
Anyways.
important to me, and it is going to be difficult for me to interact with people without my armor on.
So, Estern,
So
how
what?
does the clans feel about demons?
Astern isn't with him, it's just Celeste with you right now.
Oh, Gilles, how do you feel about demons? How does the people feel about them?
I don't think they feel anything. We don't really have much experience with demons. We've
That's
had
fair.
some here and there. The last one that we dealt with, however, was a boy in a strange sword. We did our best to avoid him.
Oh,
He's one of
is that-
the
is that the
rebels.
guy? Is that the guy I tore in half?
You tore him in half?
Long story.
He tears many people in half.
He stole a piece of my power, and well, I took it back from him.
More like he put it back in you.
Yes, he did that.
Oh, you put it in him, did he?
He definitely stuck it in me. Raw, no rubber.
He's got his hands, and he's got his face in his hands.
Lunala is the same way.
I happen to be demon royalty, so maybe I could blend in that.
I would not recommend it.
I feel like bringing up the fact that you're a demon in a ball full of normal people would probably cause quite an unnecessary stir.
That's fair. So bird person.
Technically, they wouldn't be normal people to us. They're
You're
birds.
You would do best to blend in however you see fit. As humans,
still not seeing my
you'll be
shadow.
alright so long as you are wearing our insignia.
Alright, so I have a plan. I'm going to find a mindless bird monster, and I'm going to steal its shadow.
I think stealing the shadow of a monster is not the way to go about this either.
Well, if it looks
Turning
enough like
yourself
a
into
bird.
a monster at the party is a good way to get yourself killed.
Well, not like a monster, but a bird. A big bird.
You could just find a very drunken bird person and steal their shadow.
I feel like that would be a crime considering who we're talking to.
I mean, if they drunkenly give consent.
That's... What is wrong with you?
Maybe I will just buy their shadow off of them.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, Gillette says, this offering will take place several weeks from now on the full moon. So you have time to prepare yourself.
Can we get somewhere warm?
We should probably, if there is somewhere safe that we can recuperate for the week, it would probably be good for us to have time to prepare.
There are several villages on your path towards Volkov. I'm sure they would be willing to put you up for the night should you assist them in some way. They are simple people.
They can just buy a room in.
Maybe I'll seduce them and then steal their shadow.
Apollyon.
I'm pretty sure that's still morally wrong too. Like what I said earlier.
Yours was worse.
Gillette
I know.
pushes himself
I
up
know.
from the fire. We'll be in touch. I'll have eyes on you as you head for the border. If you have questions or needs, you may get in contact with us. Just leave a insignia somewhere where we can find it if you need to speak.
Very well.
No offense, but you saying you're gonna have eyes on us is kind of creepy.
Well, I always do the
Everyone
same
has
back at
eyes
home.
on us.
At all
Yes,
times,
it's
Gillette
still kind of
says,
creepy.
grinning.
I used to stalk the party back home, so it's not a problem.
He turns to head for the ledge, his wings spreading behind him, and he pauses at the end and he glances over his shoulder. should you want to be one of the offerings. That's also a viable option, he says, looking past all of you towards Solon.
Is there
Depends
any
on how hot
gold
they
in
are.
it?
And then he spreads his wings and lights off of the edge.
Depends
So
on how
no
hot
gold?
they are and how human they are. Well, I don't know. I haven't tried bird person, but I'm definitely not interested.
I feel like you're very interested in that.
I'm just curious, morbidly curious.
So interested.
Curious.
Just morbidly.
No.
So, you've been given this information. You are all huddled in your safe little camping area.
Mm-hmm.
This would be a good time to discuss anything beforehand. And let me know as a DM anything that you guys would like to do in preparation leading up to this event.
I'm going to steal someone's shadow.
So are we all in agreement Solon should be the one up for this?
Stolen, you're going to be the offering.
Solon, are you okay with that, or
He has a thing for bird people.
this is?
Isn't
We
it
are
just
not
one
going to-
specific bird person though?
Do you
Yes.
remember what happened to the last person we forced into a engagement with a supernatural creature?
That'd be... Was that Lewis? Or was
No.
that Xavier?
That was Xavier, and he
That was
is
Xavier.
permanently crippled from it.
That's right. Well, I offered myself, but then he offered himself.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
Nonetheless, Solon. Technically speaking, I don't believe any of us need to be an offering.
I'll do what we need to do to get the mission done.
He wants the bird.
Aha!
The bird is the word. The bird is the word.
Although,
He will offer himself if he needs to.
although I doubt it will come to it, if we do have to save you from being hunted, I mean, I suppose that's not going to be too big of a problem.
It's been a while since I had to test my skills as
Your skills.
a woodsman, so.
That's not where I thought he was going with that. Liam says, looking at Minerva.
No, I thought he would go with that either.
Prince,
Ugh.
playboy.
Brian, I'm probably going to have to teach you how to deal with nobles.
Apollyon's like, I got some books. I got notes if you need them. Like,
Apollyon.
I got somewhere. Hold on.
Apollyon turns into Yaldabaoth, and then he walks up to him and he says, I can show you a thing or two.
I feel like I should be very,
Ugh.
very concerned. I'm very concerned. You know, if I need to, I can just be the offering, say no, and then run very far. Cause I can fly basically for like a short distance.
You know,
And then
Solon,
run.
they're better when they're older.
Oh God!
Are you speaking from experience?
Change back, I'm gonna punch you.
Yes.
Fucking kill myself. This is awful.
I'm the
I
older one.
don't like it.
I'm the older one. What are you trying to say?
What in the world is happening?
I don't know, but I'm
think
very concerned.
Polly is trying to sleep with Solon, Katya says, musing from her spot by the campfire.
Apollyon, what the?
I'm trying to teach him.
I think we
Please,
As
found.
long as it's not me, no one's trying to
I
sleep
think
with
we found the interest his previous fragment had in me. I think that's what this is.
me.
Would you like to ask her?
No.
No!
Scary.
Beyond horrified by everything that's going on right now.
Well, anyway, one of us is going to sleep with the bird, and the rest of us are going to get information.
What? Wait.
Break.
Break! That's actually, ironically, where I'm gonna call it, since it's 10.
Yippee!
I will add though, I want to know what you guys are thinking and
emotional damage.
and want to do leading up to this event. Like, if there's things you want to do to prepare, I need to know. Message them to me in your inner rooms. If you have questions about things to make those decisions, let me know. If you guys want to chat about it in the text log between each other, be my guest. My plan is for next session to be the event. So, figure everything else out between yourselves
Aye,
leading
Captain.
up to then. So,
For sure.
I think generally we just